These podcasts are sponsored by Yak at yakattack.us. What Yak is the leader in the kayak fishing industry who specializes in kayak fishing rigging solutions. As kayak anglers themselves, they are tightly integrated into kayak fishing community and are acutely aware of what the sport needs. It all starts off with the gear track and or the mighty mount. The gear track comes in all different sizes and colors, and the screwball that attaches to the gear track allows everything to attach to it. So what that is a variety of rod holders and camera mounts for your still cameras and your GoPros. Your light poles with the day flags that folds into the flag. Your fish finder mounts and your black pack crate system. All of Yak products are made in the USA. The rod holder that is standard in all my kayaks with Yak is the Zuka Tube rod holder. This rod holder easily locks in either a spinning rod on one side or a bait caster on the other. You can flip it around, lock a bait caster in with the trigger grip, or flip around the other side and have a spinning rod in. It's open all the way through, so it can also double as an anchor point for your parking pole or your stakeout pole. Just position it over the side of the kayak and anchor with your parking pole. Definitely my favorite rod holder, the Zuka Tube from Yak. This podcast is also sponsored by my DVDs at kayakkevan.com, the Kayak Fishing in Chesapeake Bay series, and the Bay Tour DVD. The fishing DVDs are broken up into a trilogy. Number 1 is an intro into the fishery, has a full year's worth of footage from more of the larger fish targets of the lower Chesapeake Bay. The instructional sequels are broken up into 2 parts, the warm water and the cold water species. Number 2 is the warm water species with detailed instruction on the rigs and the fishery itself, spanning from the red drum at the shoals, flounder and the summer species at the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and sight casting, the red drum and striper. Number 3 has a detailed instruction about the cold water species, the tautog and the eastern shore striper fishery. The Chesapeake Bay Tour DVD is a 6-week, 600-mile tour I did around the Chesapeake Bay in 2010, kind of filmed in a Survivor Man style, showing everything I do and look for when I'm on a long-distance tour. All of these DVDs are available at kayakkevan.com. It's kayakkevan.com and Yakattack at yakattack.us. Ready?
What's that? Ready.
I'm ready.
Fuck your podcast.
Oh, shit.
That's like the thing you take.
Fuck your podcast.
Hold on, I just lost.
Oh my god.
So close to being cool.
Now we're up.
Whatever.
And we got 5.
Oh my god, people hate us. This is like the most people ever. Actually, the most people ever was with Losier.
Yeah, because it was a contest.
Yeah, that contest that we did.
Yeah.
What did we do?
We gave away a
Kayak.
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
Oh, it was for the drawing for Phil
It
Rucker.
was a drawing.
Yeah.
It was not us.
Oh,
We
yeah. I was like, we gave away kayak. We can't even get our own damn kayak.
We I think we did it. We did the thing on it.
Right, we drew that night.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That was the most people we've ever had.
Really?
Live.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Fuck
Well, that
yeah.
was like those big one winter kayak.
Yeah. Yeah. Because nobody would listen to this shit live.
What's your actual, like, good uploads, though?
We're pushing 200.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random people tell me that they listen to this shit too.
It's surprising
Random
me.
ass people.
It surprised me also the age group too. It's going from like
Hey.
my age to younger guys too. So it's like
Yeah. I mean,
My age, older and younger
all
guys.
kinds of people. I've had a couple of guys from the railroad that are like, "Yeah, man, I've listened to a few shows.
Yeah.
Like that's some funny shit you do there."
Yeah.
You know?
well, if anybody already is a fan of talk radio or anything like that, they're gonna dig it. You know what I mean? Because it's just the next step of talk radio. It's my knee, so I'm smacking my knee.
Pipe
in the corner.
insulation.
It's pool noodle, not pipe insulation. Is it pipe insulation?
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That's
pipe
pipe
insulation.
insulation.
Yeah.
It is.
Thought he had pool
Right,
noodle.
the next show we're going to do, what's the difference between pipe insulation and pool noodles? Because you
We
get the
do have a
solid pool
question.
noodle.
We had a
You get the
question, I
solid
think.
pool noodles.
We had a
We
question.
start with that. It was from last one, and that's why I'm going to
Yeah.
go to it.
Yeah.
Josh.
Keep the AC up on this too. That's odd for me to say. Oh, podcast number 88, August 4th, 2016. We got Mark Losier. Yeah, okay, Mark Losier at firstlandingkayak.net.
That's Mark. Yeah.
I'm here.
I gotta find my
Again.
way to the post. Did he,
It's funny because the last time I came,
the
it was
difference
still
between
dark.
using
Hold
gold.
on. Like I made it in the winter time. It was dark and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
am I late or early? Like I was all messed up parking. Like I didn't have to do those crazy K turns looking in the mirror because I could see. I was like pitch black over there in that where we parked. You know? So I was
Yeah.
like, damn, this is all right. It's daylight still.
Yeah, I know it's
Already.
odd. Like when the time changes, we start doing podcasts during the daytime. So it feels like we should still be outside.
It looks
Right.
when I look
Yeah.
at the screen up there, it looks completely different
Right.
too. When it's dark outside, we look completely different on the screen.
Right.
There's a lot of ambient light already, and we still have all the same lights on.
Yeah.
Push you all pale and pasty from the wintertime.
Yeah.
Right.
Being out in the sun every day.
Well,
me, maybe,
so you
not
had a
me.
question.
Yeah, the dude from the last time the guy asked right after we went off.
Yeah, I know. Was it Josh?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Remember Josh? He worked at Marina.
Yeah.
Remember? Okay, yeah. He worked at Marina with me when I was working there. Yep.
That's the same dude that used to the paddleboard dude. Not the same dude that used to paddleboard.
No.
Different guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He was one of the forklift drivers with me. And
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
There were just a few guys, and then
Land a plane.
right.
Land a plane.
You know that?
No, I remember that
Oh,
one.
so when you tell the story, it takes like all. Land that plane. Land the plane.
So he says the difference between using gulp and live bait. Recently did some research on underwater flounder strikes. With gulp, I set the hook immediately using live bait. Most do a count, then set. Using.
That's with asking about hook sets.
He said even with like mud minnows, because they're smaller than these spot and stuff that people are fishing with. Should you count down with a mud minnow? Man, I've never waited on a flounder bite.
I did when I first.
They don't have hands.
Well, it's
Go ahead.
okay. Who's gonna go first? Yeah, because I've
So
got.
with strip bait, you usually do.
Right.
Because if you ever watch like a flounder feed, they kind of walk up it.
Okay.
And then
And live bait, they actually, you'll see them, they attack it and actually spit it back out. When they kind of like scale it and they stun it. So that's
And then
why.
get on it.
Right,
Okay.
so that's why a lot of times when I take clients, especially new, I always give them that, like, I always tell them to count to 5, because counting to 5 for an angler is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know? So 5 is at least like a couple seconds, it's not really 5.
Right.
And always, you kind of feed it and then set the hook, you know? But how many times I see, you can, after a while, we all know, you can tell that flounder kind of bite, and I'll see their tip going, and I'm like, okay. And then I get the guy that wants to Bill dance it, and just jerk it out of their mouth. But yeah, so if you kind of feed it a little, especially with strip bait.
strip baits.
Right.
So
Yeah.
gulps like the 4-inch and swim, they're gonna hit that because there's not much left to
Yeah.
it. But a strip bait, they usually kind of walk up it. They can't engulf something. If you're out there jigging on the wrecks or something like that.
And, that's
Right.
and we saw that with Damien had a flounder, and he used to feed it strips, and he would see it kind of work its way around. You can understand
Right.
that. But with gulps, when I first started, changed over to gulps. When I first went over to gulps, I was doing the weight, and I was missing them. So then I was going, okay, so a couple times, a good couple times, I was like, oh fuck, miss. He's on it. Here's where I'm gonna set up. Oh, he doesn't even have it. So then I'm just gonna, as soon as he hits it, I'm gonna hit it and start hooking up. And I think it's that initial grab, I'm getting them in. And before,
Right.
and then when I was waiting, he was spitting it out, and then maybe wasn't getting it again or whatever. Artificials, I would say, just hit it straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Because you might not have that chance.
Then he was
second
asking about like small mud minnows. A big flounder's not gonna have to work his way up.
No,
the
he's gonna
minnow.
hit it. It's like
Yeah.
the mud minnow's about the size of a gulp 4-inch swimming.
Right,
pool.
yeah, he's
So
not-
it's about the same thing
Yeah.
you're working with.
But I'm using those big, not the real thick gulps, but remember the ones that came in bought?
5-inch swimming pool.
But they're long with the long tail on it. You probably already sold out of them by now, because I already told people about them.
5-inch, or they got the curly tail.
Yeah, but
and
they're
a body.
They're real long, and then it's a little strip.
Nemesis.
Yes, I think
Nemesis.
that's what those really long ones.
Right.
That's the whole thing is about that big, and I was
Right.
getting 14 inches smacking, and you still look at them, and it was that quick. They're not. But what was cool about that bait is when the tail would get bit off, it still looked like a jerk shaft.
Right,
You still
still
have a
have
lot of
some
tail.
tail.
Yeah. You still have those in there? Or they're gone.
Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah. What do you want to know?
Because that's when I went in there, all the chartreuse are gone. I was
Get
like,
ready to pull up the stock list over here on Oceans East.
But it's funny, I can see, like, if I didn't fish often, but I wanted to know, I can definitely tell just by the way it goes. Like, you can see, like, those trends in colors and different things.
Yeah.
Like, like, right before a flounder tournament, I kind of watch, like, oh, so Pink Shine's been pretty good this week.
That's
You know what I'm
good,
saying?
yeah,
It's just getting like, the guys, when they shop like this, but it's funny to say the same thing out loud because I've had customers come in and say, well, this must not be a good one because you got a lot of them. Well, I just restocked this morning. It's not,
Right.
So some people obviously shop like that. They look at like,
yeah.
there's not many of these, so it's got to be working.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just didn't feel like
I heard that a
stocking.
lot when I was working at the shop.
It's just
'cause they
funny.
were-
I was like, well, okay. So then I started like, all right, so I'm just gonna start taking stuff off. So these things,
Just to
so you
move
buy
some.
you buy the ones I can't sell. It's like there's only 3 left. These must be good.
Yep.
Finally, got rid of that color that nobody ever wanted. So don't pay attention to the pegs.
Good idea. That's a real good idea.
But yeah, you can definitely tell the trend though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do remember that when I was in there.
Yeah.
We were always, looking for that.
I had it
was
with
like,
wind cheaters. That's what it was during Striper. I was like, oh, you can't ever go wrong with a wind cheater. I said, cast around the rocks. And the guy's like, I said, blueback's like one of the best around. Blueback wind cheater. Everybody. He said, well, there's a whole bunch of them. I was like, well, I just restocked them.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you just to get stuff out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. So we haven't done one since we went to the fights.
Right. That
Yeah.
was fun as shit.
Yeah, so we went to Glory fights. Glory is it's like the UFC of kickboxing. It is the top notch of the world. The top athletes, kickboxers in the world do this league, and it travels around. And
So
it
it's
came
just kickboxing.
just kickboxing, Dutch style. So it's no elbows and clinching for 3 seconds, and if you don't do any knees in 3 seconds, they break it up. And so in other kickboxing like Muay Thai, there's clinching, there's throws, you can't throw somebody and all that stuff. So
Yeah, one dude actually did throw a guy, and he was penalized immediately.
Yeah.
He literally the guy. The referee was like, "No, that's a point. You can't do that. That's
Because Muay Thai, they clinch up and start drilling knees and elbows, and then you can trip a guy and throw him. And I've seen knockouts on Muay Thai where they get him so hard they throw him on his head and clank, and he's out. But it's points. Those are points in Muay Thai. But in this kickboxing, there's no elbows because elbows also cut. So they're trying to not give you cuts because some of these are in tournaments. Remember there was a 3-man tournament or a 6-man tournament or something like that where the guys fought three fights, 2 fights if they at the end.
Yeah.
So consecutively in between.
Yeah, they fought and a couple fights.
So bracket, you're slowing down.
And then a couple fights later they fought again.
So you better hope your other guy had the same shitty fight before you.
Or was not.
One was a 3-round war and one was a knockout.
Yeah. So the other guy's still fresh.
And who won? The guy that won in 32 seconds beat the guy that fought.
Right.
for
Yeah. He's like this
6
got
minutes,
there.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
He didn't even break a sweat. Yeah. He was just like.
But it was really cool. We were really close because we went to Hampton one a couple years ago, 2 years ago.
No, it was last year. I thought.
Last year, it was last year.
it was last year, and then this year.
This year. And we were up further, and it was Hampton.
Oh, I remember the selfie shots of all you guys.
That was this one, yeah. So we were right the fuck there. I mean, we were right
Hampton
there.
was really, we were not even, we weren't that far, but we were a lot further in Hampton than we were. It's just not as steep, and it's way wider.
Like the floor area was
Ted.
bigger in Hampton. Like the Ted was real small, and then the seats started right there, and that's where we were. In Hampton, the floor space was longer, and then the seats started. And that's where
Yeah, we were like 8 rows up or something like
Yeah.
that.
It was
we were
real
row
right there.
G. So
just like eye level, like just above the ropes. I mean, like we were.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So a fight. So I do not know
you
anything
don't
about
want to be below the ropes, man. You don't
Right,
wanna
so
look
I don't
up
know
the whole
anything, but
night.
I was a huge boxing fan back in the day, like when boxing was still 15 rounds for a championship, So yeah, we used to go to fights. I used to, and that's the thing I was gonna say. It's not you don't really want to be on the floor in a fight because you got feet. You know, that's all you see. And then every time something happens, you can't see anything.
Or if you're on the other side of the ring, you can't see the footwork. You can only see knee high from down back
So
low.
it's like
So
you want to be up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I asked the lady when we were buying the tickets, I was like, "Look, we want to be as close as we can be. With that, I want my head above that top rope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to have my head above the top rope so that I'm looking down, if anything,
at the fight.
Yeah, so you can see everything. It was good.
And she was like looking at it. And she's like, row G is showing that should be fine. So that's the one row we got in, and it was like perfect. I mean, just dead on looking at.
I got curved of all that though when the Spinks Tyson fight. Back when pay-per-view, you had to go somewhere to watch it.
Right.
So we had saved up money. We went to a kind of a country club place because they had back when the satellite dishes were as big as this house,
Right.
And we went there, and all the fights up to it were all great fights. Full 12 round, 15 round.
Don't tell me you were one of the motherfuckers that had to piss.
No.
Okay.
So, but he paid good money for 92 seconds, you know.
Right.
But the best part about the fight that was is there's these two guys that sat in front of us, and they were like, Spinks is gonna mess Tyson up. They were, they were like, he's gonna fuck him up, they're going on and on. Bang, 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 92 seconds. Those guys got at it. I didn't even see him leave because they were talking shit like before, after, yeah. It was just like, but it was just like, damn, I paid a lot of money for 92. And I mean, I get it. That's the way it is. And that happens in the UFC and all those things. Yeah. But after that, I was like, I'm no longer paying to watch something on TV. I'm going to go live to get the action, get the fights. Because that's why, I'm sure it's the same way in those things. The beginning of the card is like the guy who's got, he's 2-0.
Well, they're prelims, right?
Yeah, so it works its way up. Yeah. So it's exciting, you know.
And a lot of them are local guys.
But when you pay all that money to sit down in a place with a bunch of other people to watch it on a screen and 92 seconds later, it's just like, I could have just thrown that money down the road.
Well, this one with the
what
highlight.
about the people that paid to go out to places and watch fucking Tyson in the second round eat fucking Homeboy's ear?
That's a little more exciting. No, I'm like,
man, if you go on YouTube and look,
Holyfield.
If you look at
the real deal,
Mike Tyson's 50 knockouts. It's his 50 knockouts in a row, just from the beginning, from when he's still wearing headgear as amateur, and 50, and it's incredible. It's incredible just to see, because you can just see.
So when I grew up, where we were in the country, I've seen Livingstone Bramble. They used to come up to the mountains to train because there's no distraction. Right where I'm from, like we had one stoplight, and that was at the high school for driver's ed. So like, there ain't nothing where I'm from. So Livingstone, Jerry Clooney, I've met. Bobby Ches, because all these guys that would come to the mountains, just like you see on, in the movies like Rocky, they just go disappear, so there's no outside distraction. Yeah. So that's why I became pretty cool with fights, because you got to meet these people. I remember going to work as a kid. I worked for my grandfather's garage, and there'd be a Volvo blinking lights. It was Livingstone Bramble's wife following him in the Volvo as he was doing road work at 05 in the morning, freezing cold. He's just out there, and the Volvo was blinking lights so she could stay behind him and run through the woods.
Damn, so that was just a normal thing you would say.
Yeah, crazy. People go outside, like George Clooney was at the so and so's restaurant. It's just like it's all cool. We're like, oh yeah, okay, you just see it because, like I said, there was nothing else for them to do but train or train. Yeah, so. Yeah. But that's a long time ago. So I don't know. Now they probably have their own training facilities. That
and there's a lot of
I mean, there's training.
That's what I'm saying.
Professionals train with professionals all day, every day. But you do see the guys from the UFC go off to these places like outside of San Diego and out into the mountains, into these camps, and where they're running in the mountains every day.
Altitude, so they get the
running up and down. Running up and down in rock trails and all that shit too. I mean, just.
Albuquerque was where Jackson Winklejohn's gym is, and that's like a big one. That's got John Jones. That's got
Cowboys gym. Cowboys gym is big.
Well, it's his own gym, but he also trains at. That's his house.
Right, he's got a big gym behind his house
with the place where all the fighters can hang out and stuff. Where he trains for his shit is Winklejohn Jackson. It was just Albuquerque. Yeah, and a lot of people go there.
I'm lost.
Yeah, it's just but
I know where that is.
Here's the highlight of
the wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Here's the highlight of the glory fight. Besides the ring car girl.
Oh, the ring car
girl. That shit was fucked up because I don't like.
What was fucked up?
The ring car girl. I don't like when the fights are on. I don't on TV. You don't pay attention to the ring girls, right? Yeah, I'm not like all trying to get my dick hard and watch fights at the same time. I'm just they don't go together. It's just I don't want that happening, right? So I don't pay attention to the girls. This girl, you just couldn't not look at her. She's like tall and just amazing body. And after a couple fights, it was like, God, you just can't stop looking at her. And then she changed and shit. And then Lee looks up her shit and he's like, oh, wait a minute. She does this and this. Oh, she was in Playboy. Oh, fuck. And
I was like, well, she was doing something and I could see her posting on the internet.
She's on the internet somewhere.
I was like, let's go on Instagram and search hashtag UFC Glory 32.
Yeah.
And one of the first 5 pictures was her doing the thing. She had just posted, you know what I mean?
Right. You saw a live Instagram post.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that on the beach.
You should have took a selfie
too.
You should have took a selfie of her taking an Instagram on the live. You could have like this whole social web chain.
It'd probably be like viral by now.
And Kevin could have been putting it on Facebook. You could have the whole Snapchat trickle down.
In the search thing on Instagram one day, I found cool pictures of the beach here. and the inlet right here behind, and it happened to be this chick that's living that used to live right here.
You're a little stalker, dude.
No, I mean I saw these cool pictures on the search thing, and I was like, cool, this person's cool, and I followed them. And then it turns out to be like, I'd be walking down the beach and I recognize this. She put pictures of her kids up, and it's easy to recognize kids.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, like I'm walking past her every day, and I followed her on Instagram. I never talked to her or anything, but yeah.
Just because she got ocean view beach, cool beach shots. Yeah. So seeing that girl was distracting as fuck. And by the end of the night, it was like really distracting. It was like, God damn, right? So, and we're
So the same ring girl every time?
Yeah.
They usually have like 2 or 3.
No, these are two.
There
were two. And yeah.
You don't want to work them too hard, you know. They gotta hold that car.
No, they both went up every time. It was
every time. It was.
Yeah, it was like boxing. They still worked corner.
Yeah. And then came
Worked
up.
them.
Every time went up. Yeah.
Like boxing.
But there was one standing knockout, right? And it's quiet at these things because everybody's watching every move and anything can happen anytime. So there's not a lot of woo. It's just a lot of paying attention. And we can't even talk to each other. We can't even go, oh, cool hit, cool kick, because it's boom. There's nothing.
It's just happening. So much.
It's so
fast,
so fast,
man.
Just watching, and I don't know where this guy just swings him and hits the guy, bam, right, and stones him right there, boom, knocks him out.
I thought it was kicking only.
No, kickboxing.
Punches.
Punching and kicks.
Boxing.
And knees, no elbows.
I got you.
And so he hits whack out, and the guy goes boink. And in that moment of the collective silence, and everybody goes, oh, right? In that moment, before he face plants, and eyeball open looking at us, right there, we're like, fuck. Before all that happens, before the crowd goes, wah! In that collective silence, Lee goes, oh shit, son! And I was just like, oh fuck, it cracked me up.
That dude's so perfect. I was like, oh shit,
but it was so before it was in that
before you
silence. It was, oh shit, son! Oh!
He hit that dude
That guy.
so hard, I knew immediately.
Yeah, and so then I'm feeling bad 2 minutes later because this guy's still out. I'm going, oh fucking Jesus, that shit's so funny. Don't laugh, oh god.
Yeah, dude, he was out.
He was out, eyes still open, looking over here. Yeah.
Going out to the parking lot to your car, make sure his buddies aren't following you. You think it's funny, huh?
I felt bad, but god damn, that motherfucker cracked me up right in the middle of it. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, the dude, it was a cross, and the guy expected to hit him like in the middle or end of his range, and homeboy had like either stepped or stumbled in, and instead of connecting at like out here, he connected like right here,
Yeah, he just went
and
through.
just straight drove his fist through this guy's face, turning his head, like full
And he
neck
was,
snap,
and the guy was like
turning
over
his
it
head.
like this.
Yeah.
He was rolling. He just thrown a punch, and it was in here, and it went, Carl.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was just across. I mean, straight across the guy.
The arms were like this. Whoa. It was like one of those. It was like, boom.
Yeah, he was.
I think I posted it on on that picture. Look down, you can see that knockout. It's something else. Yeah, but yeah, it was a good night. And then I get to go. We were just saying we got Larry a ticket, and I'm going this Saturday because a buddy of mine is fighting.
Local?
Yeah, local guy. This is MMA, not kickboxing, straight MMA, like UFC style.
Right.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting because it's a buddy of mine I practice yoga with, and then some of the yoga people going, some of the yoga people going to see him. Yeah, but it's gonna be weird because this is the first time I've been watching fights for years, and it's the first time I've known somebody in there, and knowing what I know about fights, I'm scared to death
For him.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's badass. I know, but he doesn't know anything about the other guy.
Fights, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. We see that every goddamn. That's the reason why I buy pay-per-view fights is because as some I know, I'm guaranteed at least one oh shit moment of the night. Out of all those fights, because you talked about earlier with the prelims usually. UFC fights. Prelims can be fight of the nights.
Sure.
It's not like, oh, these are just scrubs. No, if you're in the UFC, you're the top of the top, and any one of those guys could be up towards hit the champion in a year.
They're trying to go up that way.
Yeah. I mean, so I watch all of them because they literally could be the first fight of the night could be the fight of the night, and it's happened plenty of times where those have been like the biggest fights, and then the rest of the card just not. Yeah.
I mean, until that dude got straight punched across the face, one of the prelims, When
There
that
was
guy got knocked down, and then in the next round,
there was a kick, right?
The body kick.
I think two.
And the dude, it was two body kick
Right.
knockouts, but the one that the dude kicked the guy in the body, and the dude hit the corner, and looks at the ref and goes like the ref starts counting, and the dude's like,
Yeah, before he
he just
Don't
didn't
waste your
even-
time counting.
Right.
I know I'm not getting back.
dude hit him so hard in the and like right in the side.
Broke a rib or something.
His liver just nailed it.
So Massini wants to know who really won the Leonard Hagler fight.
Which one?
I don't know.
No, he's got
I think they might have
post
fought.
again.
I think they might have fought one once. Marvin Hagler. Yeah, that was good boxing day.
I've been watching a little bit of boxing on TV.
I used to watch a lot of boxing when I was younger. The last really strong guy I remember seeing was Vitaly Klitschko. And his brother Vladimir fought a lot, and he was really strong, and he could hit people really hard, but if you hit him hard, he was out, lights out. I mean, you could just
Well, always
knock
like
him
that.
out. His bigger brother, Vitaly, could just fuck people up. It ended up being that he had one belt, and Don King's fighters had like the other four for the heavyweights, and for some reason there could never be worked out a deal where he could fight to
Unify.
get Don King, to
Right.
get be the what do they call it? Undisputed heavyweight champion or whatever.
Right.
It never worked out.
What do you say, Hagler or Leonard?
Yeah. That'd be Sugar Ray.
No, because now I was thinking about Hearns and Leonard. I think they won a couple times too. Tommy Hearns, Hitman. See, I like the middles because they had enough power, like when they wanted to hit, but it still was footwork. They're still boxing,
Yeah.
but they were still fighting. Like
Yeah, just like UFC. That's
right.
the good.
So the heavyweights,
side.
and most times this is toe to toe. It's not. It's a fight,
Yeah.
you know. And then the little bantam guys, they just fly around the ring all the time. You know, the bantams and lightweights, they're just like they still connect and they still knock them out. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, same with UFC.
But these
The
guys are just like
125 pounder. It's slow motion. You can actually see what's happening.
Right,
'Cause it
right.
is.
That's what I'm saying. So the little
they're
guys,
so fast.
middleweights, like you know, they can still go back and forth. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah,
It was
like
a-
the
You got guys at
145.
145 when Aldo steps up and McGregor
Well,
punches him
55
once.
and 70 is where like the middle of
Right.
the UFC where it's
Middle
crazy.
is-
It's crazy. Those
From 35, actually probably from 45 to what is that? 75 or 70?
Yeah,
70.
I think it's 85. I think it's in the bigger guys.
Yeah.
So it's 45, 55 to 70.
45 to 70 is
Yeah. 55
probably
is-
your craziest competition.
Yeah. That's the crazy
what
part.
else we got on there? There's got to be something funny.
Somebody asked about rolling Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler in 97 middleweight.
97.
Split went to Leonard, but Massini says Hagler won.
I'm not a stats guy. I don't remember
Right.
it yet. I can't.
One of my favorite boxing matches that I
Joe's
can
from
remember,
Boston, so that's like that's where your boxing boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, 97 also, that's when I was a musician. I didn't even have a TV there.
One of my favorite boxing matches I ever watched was when Felix Trinidad came out of retirement to fight that kid Mayorga.
Uh-huh.
And Mayorga was I guess they fought at lightweight.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I think they.
And Mayorga was he could throw punches fast. He was a good fighter, but he was wild. And he told Trinidad that he was just going to annihilate him. That he was going to let Trinidad punch him, and then he was going to fuck him up. And it worked out kind of the exact opposite because the first round was kind of even. In the second round, right at the beginning, Mayorga stuck his head out to let Trinidad hit him. He hit him 4 times before he could pull his head back.
That's
Instead of teeing off, he fucking just speed bagged his face.
Yeah.
And then he stepped back, knowing Mayorga was gonna,
Yeah.
And then the whole fight turned into Trinidad working around Mayorga and throwing a jab, and Mayorga trying to come at him, like working his way like he had worked inside, and come at him with one of these punches, and Trinidad would just punch him in the body and punch him in the face.
Just
And
wear him
eventually
down.
just knocked him the fuck. He just hit him so many times he couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
It was a great fight to watch. And then I watched De La Hoya.
Oscar
Came
De La
He
Hoya.
came out of retirement to
That's
fight
what they- when they announced it,
Trinidad, I
everyone-
think.
When that movie that's
That
coming
was
out
good.
is that De La Hoya and no, there's the movie Hands of Stone, Hands of Iron, or something like that. Yeah, it's a boxing movie. Come out.
I don't know about
Yeah. I think it's
Oscar de la Hoya. What's his name? What's the guy that always says "Ready to Rumble"? That's the way they always do Oscar de la Hoya.
Buffer. That's the Buffer brother.
Right.
Yeah, Brian. Not Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Buffer is UFC.
Right, and his brother is the one he always
Brian,
did.
no.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, he's the Rumble.
But whenever he did De La
and the other
Hoya, he
Buffer,
stretched it
the
out. He
UFC
always did
Buffer
everybody.
is-
He kind of put a little.
Yeah.
Got paid a bunch of money to stand in a tuxedo. And just
Oh yeah.
do that. That's pretty good.
Michael
Yeah.
Buffer.
Michael Buffer.
Michael-
That's it.
Michael
That's
Buffer.
it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, because Bruce Buffer
Yep.
is UFC. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I watched some of the these guys, the guys that wore it out three to four times. The same last name as the dude that had that show on HBO, but I can't remember it right now.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
They fought a bunch.
I've been whenever it comes on.
But I used to
TV,
watch boxing. I used to watch HBO
There's
on Friday night. Was it Friday night fights?
Mike
Man,
Lampley
till I was like 21 years old, man. That's what I watched on Friday nights. And I used to really like boxing.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't have a problem.
and I ain't no help to you. I don't know.
The
boxing
Irish
that well.
Mickey Ward and the Italian. I can totally see
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Damn, that good
And
job.
it was just fucking
Google that
I'm
shit.
driving home. I'm gonna call
It was
him.
just bloody every time, just
Yep.
bloody wars.
Mickey Ward. Oh,
So you've seen some UFC fights that were, the people that have fought 2 or 3 times that are just straight wars every time.
Yeah, yeah.
When
Joe will bring it up.
Cerrone
Right.
and Bendo fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every
that,
time,
That
dude.
always goes.
Every time, dude, they fight it out every time.
I've been there with the Bellator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's out of the UFC. and Cerrone's been doing 70. He's been going. The last fight was at 70. Yeah. Yeah. And I like that those guys are not cutting so much weight and going up in weight. And as long as they ain't worried. Cerrone ain't worried about a belt for 70. He just wants to fight people. So yeah.
He's about that money. He likes to make money. He likes to fight a lot and make money.
You go.
Dude, the champ can't fight every week. He wants to fight every week.
Right. Exactly. Did you find
This
it?
is fun.
Did you find it?
I'm still trying to read my phone. Did I
Oh.
have my glasses?
I don't have my glasses here.
Slow down here.
Yeah, so that was so that was the glory fights we went to, and then yeah,
You've
I
been
fished.
fishing?
Yeah, I've been fishing.
I've been seeing
camping
your
and
posts.
fishing, yeah, the last week wasn't good.
You ain't fishing tonight. It's pumping out there, dude.
I didn't fish.
really
This
windy.
week was bad, and the week before the fishing was
It
bad. I was able to
pumping
get out.
tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was able to get out, but I just wasn't able to catch any fish. A lot of fish. I caught one flounder, and then this week I just I started.
Oh, so you never found the reds last week?
No, I did, but it was too visibility was too bad. I was on top of them by the time I saw them. Water level was too high. I didn't have the right water level and all that stuff. And I didn't go into the creeks. I was just looking for them, and I went to flounder and then camped and got eaten by bugs.
Well,
That was a
nature.
video of him attacking your tent.
Yeah, and well, it's so funny because people, I take those pictures and everybody loves those pictures.
It's so paradise. It's not paradise over there, man.
It's
It's fucking terrible. It's miserable over there.
while I'm taking those pictures in the morning, I've got gnats and no-see-ums in my eyes and
Yeah,
up
it's
my
bad. It's
nose and
terrible.
in my
That
ears.
was like when Chris,
and-
when we fished the Adventure Worlds, the second one that was in Flamingo. Like that park is
Yeah.
closed in the summer. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't even open it. So it's like February. So we had our tent.
In summer, I paddled by it. I'm like, damn,
You can hear 'em.
Why is there no daytime? Why is there nobody in this campground? And I land. Whoa!
Yeah. Oh, fresh meat.
Ah!
Yeah. So I took our tent and we had the place I could set it up in a garage, right? So I took our tent and I just took that Promethean and I had like 4 cans, the stuff you put on your clothing
Yeah.
for mosquitoes and all that. We used in the Marine Corps, spray on your clothes, I just soaked the tent. Like every day I go take another can and just soak the tent. We get down there, we set it up at Flamingo. Them motherfuckers are They're trying to get in the tent, dude. They didn't give a shit, dude. They were just bouncing off, and I was like, this is like you'd hang out. It was great all day long. As soon as that sun went down, it didn't matter how good of a time you were having outside. Night, we're in. Get in the tent, dude.
Just like this last.
They like had attitude. Like you'd smack them and they're like, "Hey, I'm down here.
Hey,
it's my blood now." They were terrible.
And that was
in February, so I cannot imagine.
Mosquito suit, and that was amazing just to have a mosquito suit. And mosquito suit just took off the panic. That's all it did.
Right.
It just took off the panic because they're still wood. You can still see them.
Oh yeah, you can hear them. Like we lay there at night.
Oh, that was amazing.
You just hear them.
Well, it was
all over
the collective hum. It was,
yeah.
And I was actually getting this with no seams the last week before, and it was just weird because I've never had that much no seams on me where I hit the tent and it goes boom, and they settle back down. You hit it again and they lift off and come back down. So not mosquitoes, but mosquitoes were loud. Whoa, and it settles down. Like where you can't see out your screens because of mosquitoes. They're all like take that much and there's 80 right here. You know, there's that. Just it's crazy. Yeah, but it was like that as the wind was blowing, I was sitting out and I was like stretching, I was feeling good and the wind died out, I was like, ah shit. So I sit on my tent, getting all ready, take my sunset pictures, which is, that was my favorite one actually, when I took it with the grass and the tent and then the back, it was like layered. And then get in the tent. And as soon as I get in the tent, of course, the wind's dead and I'm sweating. As soon as I get in the tent, it was like, we just start sweating, which keeps any bugs that came in with me off me because I'm completely got a layer of water on me.
They don't want none of that.
So I was able to kill all those. But then halfway through the night, I'm like, I didn't bring a pee jar. So zipper, out the zipper. Yeah, to pee twice that night because I drank so much water because it was so hot, you know. Yeah, but that was fun.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, those no seams are the ones that I always like, why? Like, not even I can justify a mosquito, but at least it like seems like it has some kind of purpose. Like those no seams, they just do nothing but just.
When I was
like, at least I can see a mosquito.
What the fuck are they eating when you're not there?
Mosquitoes don't get in your ears, in your eyeballs, up your nose, like, you know.
What are they eating when you're not there?
How are they
eating around?
They were getting.
Well, that bad, but like
how do they even survive?
What was that?
What are they eating when you're not around? How do they even survive?
The critters.
You're just extra, dude.
They're just getting their critters, anything.
That's just like something new, like, oh shit, look.
Yeah.
We're done with dead possums.
And we're easier because we don't have fucking fur. It's easy. We're easy as fuck.
So these deer are getting bit.
You know, you know, when I was a mile off the beach.
Do that again. I want you to get a still of that.
What's that? Oh yeah, the ears. That's what I was going to say. The ears. The ears. I was a mile off the beach and I saw a deer on the beach and I hit him with the binoculars, and the whole time they're going flop, 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 tail, flop, 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 flop.
Yeah, that's how they're getting them.
Fuck, they're getting eaten up. But this is the middle of the day, I can just see it like, god damn, they're getting eaten up. I don't even want to land yet. Like, I want to stay out here just because I don't even want to land.
But they don't know any better. That's all they've ever, like, we know that we can come in here and not get eaten up. Like, that's just like, this is what
and I was like, god, they were getting chewed up. It's the ears and nose when you see mosquitoes on animals' noses. Yeah. But and I was kind of thinking about what's the worst. I mean, what's the worst, right? Well, what about here? We have like 5 different bugs that bite you out there. You got horseflies,
big black flies.
Well, black flies, I call them beach flies or rock flies.
Wind, you know they're gonna get you.
Yeah, so they look like house flies, right? So they're biting beach flies. Those are the 2 that are.
They'll follow you 50 miles offshore. Those things.
Those are the 2 that'll get you in the daytime. Those are daytime eaters.
It's like southwest wind,
dude. Offshore. They're all over you. And anything below the gunnel. If you're up in the wind trolling, you're fine. Anything
ankles
below the ankles, they fuck with it.
Oh,
They hide and live under the fucking out of the wind the whole day.
What kills me is when we're in a kayak and they're getting you under, like up on your thighs.
Yeah,
they can't see. You can't see them, so they go under there. And they go flying at motherfuckers. You know, it's like you can't even kill them because you can't. They're nowhere near to be seen. They're underneath you.
Right.
Yeah. So you got those 2 during the day.
A horsefly you can kill because as soon as he attaches to you, he's stupid.
Well, there's 2 different ways to kill those things. The horseflies, you have to wait for them to open up and drill. Put a drill into it because you can't. You see that because you got them. Well, also. I had actually out of all those bugs, the horseflies I have the most respect for because they work. They're actually working and they have strategy. I've seen it and it's pretty amazing. Like in the morning, they look like bees. They're hovering. They're waiting for everything for you to get settled
come out
down.
your damn tent.
And they don't attack you yet. They wait, man. That's the thing is they fucking wait and they strategize. If they're not thinking, they do this out of instinct. But like if I'm working, if I see them, they won't fuck with you. They'll like stay away. But as soon as you turn your back and start working on something, put your hands down, start doing something, they start getting on you. And then they'll land on you. And if you stop and look at them, they jump off. Right? As soon as you stop doing what you're doing, it's like they want your attention on something else, and then they land on you, and you can't kill them until they open up and start that drill. But horseflies can also, one or two can fucking light up your whole legs if you don't kill them immediately. You have to, I'm practicing yoga out there, I have to stop, get kill position, let them come in, get them, wait, open up, like waiting for a flounder to hook up, kill. All right, got that one. Now where's the other one? You know, because he's gonna come, and so I sometimes I even act like I'm doing something, waiting for him to get on me again. Wait.
Play Jedi mind tricks on a horsefly.
It's fucking. That's why I have the most respect for him. And they can come at you in 20-mile-an-hour winds, so that's impressive too. That's the only one that's gonna get you in 20-mile-an-hour winds. Any wind they're gonna get you. So there's black flies. You have to kill them like this, right? You can't smack. You can never smack them directly. You have to wait. You have to smack them over top because they'll lift, and you smack them like that. And you have to kill those two because they'll stay on you. So those are the
Mickey
daytime
Wad.
Mickey Ward. I said
Mickey Wad.
Yeah. Fucking Boston guy.
You know the podcast.
Who's the other guy?
The podcast. Whenever I think
What
about
about
Stevie, I think about
ass badass Mickey Wad?
I think about
Ray
that accent.
Hagler.
I see think about Bassini's accent, and there's a new podcast I've listened to. It's got I've told you about it. It's got it's called the UFC Unleashed, and it's got Matt Serra and not Jim Norton, but forgot his name again. But it's Matt Serra is a UFC fighter. He's from Boston, and
I told you about paying that electric bill. Something going on outside? The world about the...
still on though. Everything's still on.
You got batteries,
Yeah. Is it storm?
That's what, nah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard nothing either.
Somebody just hit a pole.
Might have been.
They do that.
Yeah.
We're probably, I don't know, we're not back on the internet yet.
Okay.
The modem's got to restart.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're still on there though. We're
Still
gonna take a break.
recording it though.
Yep. I got pissed anyway.
Oh.
And I go, oh. She'll,
It's just,
I can get her to sing. That's her song. The ambulance is her song.
that's a true. I mean, we really
The
sing
fire
along
truck,
with it.
ambulance,
Along with the
whatever.
ambulance.
Yep. That's her
All right,
song.
we are back up.
She learned that from Roscoe next door. She's a giant Rottweiler that lived next door to us at the first house when I first got Gracie, the house that I lived in. And he would do that shit, man. And as soon as he started that, she'd want to go out back and she'd sing with him. So I think that's why if anytime I start it,
Right.
she'll just, yeah, if I start to howl, she'll do, oh, battery down.
No. We're good. Yeah, so power just went out, and we think somebody hit a pole or
Yeah,
something.
there's more,
Yeah.
more sirens now.
What happened to the bearded
That's like
Losier?
fire truck.
Your wife wants to know what happened to the bearded Losier.
He's still here. He's just beardless. Shit, it was so funny. You know, it's funny working in a place like a tackle shop. You see everybody. You get some people that say stuff, you know, and then some people look at you like somebody looked at me the other day. I could tell they were like, I think it's still Mark. Is that? Yeah, that's Mark. You know, like kind of thing. It's just like I didn't realize that having a beard made you look that much.
Right.
Well, how about shit? When I was working there,
Before
it
we
was-
get crazy, Bassini wants to know if you ever use a thermocell.
I was gonna ask you that myself because that's one thing that did help us a lot.
They do work
yeah,
for
the little
mosquitoes.
lanterns.
Yes.
I don't know if they work for.
Not no
No
seals,
seals.
maybe.
But what was I saying? Oh, I gotta say this joke before we go on to this. This joke is real quick. But a motherfucker came in and goes, "Are you Kayak Kevin's older brother?"
Do you?
In the shop when I was working there, because all they see is
Yes.
DVDs, and I'm like, shit, you're 5 years younger and short hair and more clean cut,
Right,
and now
right.
I got long hair. You Kayak Kevin's older brother?
Yeah, hell yeah. Damn right.
And I go, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the other side of it, and it's not the reason I shaved it off, but Zach and I were talking one morning because we opened together and it was kind of slow. So I was like, you know, just kind of, Zach's much younger than myself. So I was just kind of like, what's your plan, dude? You know, just, you know, you're kind of daddy figure, you know, what's your longer, you know, we were just talking and he's like, well, you know how much longer do you can draw, right? Social Security, the fucker's talking. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I said, I'm 46. He's like, well, I thought, he's like, man, because you get out there and you kayak and all. I said, I figured you were really good because I was like, what are you trying to say, dude? Like, so well, you don't look old. I was like, nah, you done did it now. You're done.
Yeah, you're trying to.
Like, that's not the reason I shaved it off, but it was just funny when he said, well, how much longer do you, I'm like, oh, how old do I look? And he's like, well, I thought, because, man, he said, I thought you were older because I figured you retired from your other job. That's why you're working here now. And he said, but then I was giving you credit because you're always out there logging the kayaks and fishing on
Well,
the
he was
kayak.
thinking you were like in your 50s?
Yeah, because he was thinking like I'd already done a career. That's
Right.
why now the tackle job was like my laid back kind of job
Right.
or whatever. But it was just funny the way, you know, you can see him like back.
Trying to, yeah.
Oh,
trying to figure it out.
yeah.
How long were you in the Marines?
You know, I was in the Marine Corps 4 years.
Okay, so you did a term.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You can just see it was just funny. So when I came in the morning, because I worked with him the day after I shaved it, I said, "Don't you say a fucking thing again about me being old." You know. But anyway, it's all good.
How old is that? 25?
No, he's older than that now.
Yeah,
Is he?
he's got to be
Close
later
to 30.
20s.
Yeah, he's
Later
gonna be.
20s.
Yeah, he's close to 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was almost done with college, so that's 22, 23. And
Right.
so
When I was there.
he's been there. Yeah.
Yep. And I've been out.
You guys have
I've been
only
out
2.5 years, so there's 25, 26, 27. Yeah, so yeah, and he was there a couple of years before they bought it. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably close to
Have
30.
they owned that place for 2.5 years now?
Yeah.
I've been going for.
It's
this
kind
is
of
my
cool.
third
As long
year.
as I can remember is because it was actually the day they signed the paperwork was St. Patrick's Day, so every St. Patrick's Day is an anniversary. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's about 2.5 years.
And I've been over here, over at Appomattox.
That was a
almost-
goodbye, man. They've done an amazing job with that place.
You know, it's kind of funny. They have, and that shop is this.
It
grows in all
had-
ways every day. It seems like we get new customers, we get new product, we get new. But sometimes it's for me, it's kind of bittersweet because when people come in, they're like, "Oh, it's a great." It's like we should have seen what it looked like, you know, or what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to just because we're talking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I get shops. I get people that come from
there.
Florida. Like one of the best compliments I think for a tackle shop we have every year. We do a pen event. It's called. So Pure Fishing Pen has a guy basically that works for them. That's all he does is go around and do promos for the stores and company, you know.
Mhm.
And he's been the whole country. That's all he does is drive
Right.
around with his truck. And he says to this day, like this is still the most not overly. It's complete. Like if you can't get it here for this area. You probably don't need. I mean, sure, there's another lure, another thing, but we try to. And then the other fact is, everybody works there does what we do too.
Yeah.
We don't have no $8 an hour guy that just puts stuff on a peg.
Right.
You know, they all. I mean, we got everything from, you know, freshwater to saltwater. All of our guys on the hunting side are all, you know. So everybody does it. So you're going to get an answer, not like, oh, it's over there, you know, or I don't know, you know,
Yeah.
whatever you want
Yep.
to use. Well, here's a pack of gulp. Have a great day. You know, I mean, you're going to get somebody that's going to kind of help you. But they have done a great job with it, and it's grown along. It's come a long way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. I think this area needed something, you know, that can sustain
Yeah, dude, I mean,
the whole
the shop
fishery. 'Cause they have
there-
great fishery here. That's the biggest thing to me. It's like
The
there's
shop
so
that it
many
was there
things.
before had what
Yeah.
had what you needed, and I guess because
Say it.
I mean, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but like the family atmosphere of it. I mean, it was. I mean, the
The
old
hangout?
guys, right? The old
Right, it
guys,
was.
and those guys have passed away.
Some
you know
people,
what I
and some
mean?
people
Like,
still say it doesn't have the
yeah.
same feeling.
Well, you're not gonna get. I mean,
Does Eddie
I
still hang
still
out?
see Otis. I still see Otis
Not
come
anymore,
through.
but,
No.
Yeah, he's not doing very well at all.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I mean, a few months ago, I saw Otis. You know, and it's cool to see those old guys, but of course, those old guys are not. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, and I've had people, and I get it. Yeah, there was that kind of nobody was playing checkers on the front porch, but still people
Right.
were hanging out. You know, they could talk.
Yeah.
And you can still hang out and talk.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
and we have
But-
We do end up.
But we have a lot
there.
of people that come in, so when they got, I'm going to leave you. You know, we're going to be like you were
Yeah.
sitting there the other night. It was you, Rick, Jay, William. No, we were all chatting, but then I got to go help a customer. I got to
Yeah.
go do something. But at the same time, you know, nobody like just hangs out at Walgreens. You know, I mean, it's a store. It's a
Right,
business,
right.
It's a place of getting your shit and going to do what you got to do.
But it used to be when it was basically when I was there, it was a smaller shop. I mean, it was a smaller shop, and
Yeah.
we did have the hangouts. It was the guys.
Oh, yeah, there was people like-
before.
There was some stools in there that were like
Yeah.
carved out.
Full
Yeah,
run.
but
Yeah, it was
they
full
just had
run,
no-
like you said, checkers out front, basically. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
basically
They just
that.
had nothing to do.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Yeah.
And you could probably still
But
play
we
checkers out
weren't,
front.
but at that store, not to ever take away, but we weren't as busy as we are now.
Right.
So it's like you ain't got. Listen, my English is getting gooder and gooder. You don't have time to because there's just stuff coming off the wall. There's just things that have to be done.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Because the volume of turnover is bigger, so you don't have.
Oh yeah.
It's not like how it was. Like at 7 o'clock, we close at 8. We could get everything done, like in an hour. Like we could put stuff up, get the coolers done, and all. You ain't got you don't have time because at 8 o'clock you're still at the spool machine. Like this guy really brought 10 reels in at 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a different pace of the store.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it makes your day go by because
Yeah.
you're working. It's not like you're trying to duck and hide, look for shit to do. I mean, you got stuff. If you don't have nothing to do, you're not looking now.
Yeah.
So.
Like where I'm working now, it's selling kayaks to people. So I mean, it's really just talking to people until they're
Right.
really,
But you got a thing that's $1,000 and up. And somebody's making an investment.
It was
Me trying to teach you how to use a spinner bait over. It's like $4.99, $7.99.
It's
Let's go.
convenience store speed in the tackle shop. Because basically in the summertime it was bait.
Oh yeah.
When in wintertime you were selling more of stuff, but really it was bait.
Sure,
Bait.
it
It
still
was
is,
flying right out of there. So it was like convenience store feel, at being working there. But now I'm like working on.
Remember, like last Saturday, I had 400 clams came in Saturday morning. And Kevin called. He's like, "Yeah, we got clams." He called me like at 4. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming by to get some clams." I said, "Dude, I'm out." He's like, "You just had some." I was like,
And I know I was just like, damn. I knew I was like, damn, you just had some.
450. Yeah, 'cause I remember how many I ordered. I got all I could get from Sam Russ, but it was just funny.
And I know how fast they go, and
It's just like,
and that's what I was
buying
thinking.
50 at a time, a full bag, It's like, can't say
And that's
no.
when you said you should let me know to hold myself. I wasn't sure yet if I was even going. That was like one of those.
As much as I know it,
Yeah.
for that club challenge coming up, I told everybody on the team, I was like, if you need some bait,
Yeah.
let me know, because
Secure that.
Friday night.
The fiddlers the guys got already.
Yeah, I talked to William. He's got fiddlers for the club
Yeah.
challenge.
So it's club challenge this weekend.
This
And I'm gonna be
Saturday.
in New York this weekend. I'm going trout fishing.
Yeah.
We'll text you. I'll call you or whatever.
I've never been trout fishing before.
You using a whippy stick?
Fuck no.
Not flying? You're not doing it?
No. Her dad also catches salmon up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he squeezes the eggs and boraxes or whatever you do. I think he said borax.
I don't know. I catch him and let him go. I ain't squeezing nothing.
The salmon. He catches the salmon. I'm talking about.
Borax cleaning powder?
I think that's what they said, man. I think he said
What
borax.
do you do with the eggs?
You take the salmon eggs and then you just put this on top of them, and then it creates
Cures
a
them.
casing.
Oh, you're using that for your bait.
I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
catch trout with
Oh.
when they really want to.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Oh, they got trout.
But he
salmon
does
egg
that.
Flies.
He
Yeah,
does.
flies that look like salmon eggs.
But he does that himself. You know what I mean? He has real salmon eggs that he's done whatever you do.
Let's make them on the hook. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll miss you because you're usually there when we come back. So the club
I
challenge.
know.
What time you get off work?
This is the fight night. Saturday night.
Oh,
So I'm going
excuse me.
straight to the fights.
None of you will be there. Well, Jay will be there.
Yeah.
Who else will be there? Yeah, we got. This is. Yeah. So we got. We're defending our title. So
That's right.
there's no pressure.
You feel like you have a good lineup.
Yeah,
Kind of the same-
actually-
you kind of go the same with last year.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's the way it's been ever since, I don't know how many years I've been captain of it, if you will, or whatever, to help organize it. It's always been kind of an invitational, so I always put it out to the people who fished it the previous year because it's only right.
Yeah.
And especially this year, seeing it's the second time we've won,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, well, you're obviously going to get your, people back from last
Yeah,
year.
you want the same team. Yeah.
You're not going to, cut the whole team and start over. You ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, so it's fishing. I mean, last year was totally different than this year, weather-wise. I mean, last year was terrible.
What's Saturday looking like so far?
It's like south, it's 8 to 10.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah,
Right. And Billy and Jay and those guys will fish the bridge in that.
yeah.
Right.
It's
And
not
they'll catch
bad.
fish.
Is Jay going to kayak?
Yeah, Jay.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Jay is, dude, and I'm telling you right now that Jay's going to win the sheep's head thing. Jay'll catch the biggest sheep's head.
I hope he does.
Jay has fucking broken off and lost every sheep's head he's hooked this year so far. It's been 4 or 5.
Oh, I know,
It's
he
been a
did.
bunch.
He was talking about that.
He is going to win that for you
He's
guys.
got to land it.
He
He's breaking
will.
them off.
He will. Yeah, dude, he will.
He
It's,
got to come all the way
gotta
back to
be-
Little Creek, too. He doesn't land. He got to keep it. So, yeah, it should be good. We got teams,
Well,
we
this
usually
weekend's
do
also a
it.
good tide for the bridge.
Is it?
This weekend's this coming weekend and coming week is
Yeah, so
0.6 and that level.
we got all of our teams at the typical, spots and what we've always done and done well. And that's the thing about this event is all your clubs, they want to go catch cobia and kings. A 1 pound spot is as much as a 50-pound cobia.
Yep.
As points.
Yep.
So it's like, and that's
Right.
that's how you do it. You accumulate points where everybody else wants to go.
Yep.
Oh, we got a big cobia. Okay, I got a little spot. I got the same points as
Yeah.
you, and I burnt.
I remember you guys going after kings. You guys were targeting kings and,
Yeah.
and running that engines out
Yeah,
there.
gone.
Kings, yeah.
So been a whole day trolling
Yeah.
when they could have been catching 6 different other species and getting points.
Yeah.
So
16
like last year, I
they were
got
close to each other.
and last year I don't want to say it worked out to our benefit because we probably could have done even better. But with that wind and the weather that was, we were able to stay inside
Yeah.
where these boats couldn't get. So that was the big gripe they all gave me. Well, you kayakers can go where we can't go on a boat.
That's the point.
But it is.
If the
but it
weather's
is.
dead calm, you can go
Yeah.
where we
But
can't
at the same
go.
time, I didn't tell him to buy a 32-foot Albemarle. There are power boats that can get as skinny as a kayak.
Yeah, yeah,
You
totally.
see the pulling
Totally.
boats, you see boats.
Totally.
There are
Right.
boats.
Yeah.
So don't give me that. I fished at a George Hughes's canoe, and I went same waters that I could paddle in, and
Oh, yeah.
I could have grabbed oysters as we were going by them. You know what I'm saying? So there's boats that do it. So it's not my fault that you bought a twin motor.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, put your team in a small boat, right?
that's just it.
Change your plans.
You can use a John boat.
Yeah, you don't have to go in
You
that
don't
boat.
have exactly.
Yeah.
So, logic, I mean, what are you
Yeah.
telling me? So that was kind of the argument I had with them last year because they charged us more. If you break it down to like what a boat was, $80, 4 anglers, and then the kayaks were like $35 a kayak. So you do the math. So I was like, all right, like, once again, if you don't want us here, just tell us you don't want us here. Or if you're trying to punish us because we can go where you're going to go, then do something with the rules, change something. But why financially when it's a charity event anyway? You're trying to make more money.
Right.
Right.
So we're the ones that are helping you make more money.
Huh.
It's like, and that's what they're arguing. Well, you can go where they can't, and they can go where I can't. And if I decide to go to the first island, like Billy and I'm gonna say you're going first island, and there's nothing there, you're done.
Yep.
You can't go to the 4th island.
Yep.
You can't say screw it. Let's just go out to the tower.
It's also
You know?
a 2-hour paddle back.
Right. And our time for that too. Right. We got to stop fishing earlier.
Yeah.
So it's just the whole thing. And we can't drive to the weigh-in. We got to paddle all the way from the first island up to Vinings. So it's like it's balanced. And then in the end, it's a charity tournament.
Well, did they fix that this year?
Yeah, they cut us back. Yeah, they cut the fees back. But like I said, if you want to punish us, if that's what you think, then do something else.
Yeah.
Right.
$15 more a person? Like, what is that? What are you
Yeah.
proving there?
Yeah.
Right. If you don't want us here, just say so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, we spoiled your little boat party.
And isn't that more incentive for you to work harder? Like, right? It's like.
Just think about
Last year, nobody
15
like
years-
the
15
weather was
years
so
ago.
bad, and they didn't.
None of the
grow.
boats made out the inlets.
They didn't make
Already
it.
weighed.
People were fishing off of their docks,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
out of their slips.
Yeah.
Right. But, we were still able to go over to the ships and hug tight, and they caught flounder. You know what I'm saying? We had a team that we went to Lafayette River, and we caught some spot, we caught some croaker, we could get out of it. Again, it sucked getting to get out of it.
Yep.
But once you got out of it, you were out of it,
Yep.
So that's what we just kind of pecked away at it, and there it was. But then the year that we first won it, that was the year that we had citation sheep's head, citation triggers, citations bait fish. But the same thing, we fished the same pilings
Yep.
that the boats can. I mean, we didn't go we didn't,
Yeah.
hovercraft across the,
And that was also the year that Brian rolled up with the biggest cobia. Like it was not sunny, so the guy sight fishing didn't catch any.
Right.
Brian rolls up in his jet ski with us. Well, we're fishing our actually, it was the year after you guys won because it was the year you got second because I
right.
fished. And Brian rolls up as we're fishing, and he's like, "Check this out." He's like, "I don't really have a cooler big enough for this thing. I got to take this back to my car, put it in my cooler,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go back fishing."
Yeah.
It's like, this dude's fucking hardcore, man. Like, he literally drove all the way up the bay to the buoys where he's been normally catching fish.
Yeah.
From his house, which is like Picosin
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
up in there. Caught a fish. Drove it down and shows it off to us. Because he knows we're like doing the same thing, you know what I mean? He's like, check it out. Everybody's like amped for him, you know what I mean? Like, It's
Oh,
super
yeah.
cool.
If we're gonna lose anybody, I'll lose to the jet skiers. Now
Right.
we're lose to the boat. You know?
Well, I mean, I was like, dude, whatever, that's cool as shit. He's like, rolling. He's like, check it out. He's like, because I'm like, dude, like, there's no sight fisherman gonna catch. And there's also a cobia tournament every year during the weekend of the.
Cobia,
Oh, there
our
is-
tournament is Cobia tournament every year.
Yeah, so.
Is Tobias about out?
The season
Right.
closes 31st now
31st.
with the new laws, new rules, whatever you want
The
to call
catch
it.
and release will be going off on the bridge.
Right. Right.
But it'll be catch and release unless you want to get caught.
Right.
Because they will be looking.
Ah, I bet. I bet. Yep.
This shit is going to where they're about to shut everything down.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And then the guys up north are talking about Jersey and New York are now battling over Tautog because New York has
Right.
different registers.
That's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, and now it's like getting really heated.
Yeah.
They're literally getting ready to close fishing. You're not gonna be able to keep shit, man.
Right.
You're gonna pay for everything you want to keep.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the fish.
Right.
It's obvious. They're attacking the popular species everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. On the East Coast. Yeah. Yep. And they got the weathermen involved
Oh,
with it.
yeah.
They're trying to kill us off, man. They're trying to kill us
Attack,
off.
man.
They're trying to kill us off. They send us out there and they say it's gonna be 5 to 10 or be calm, and you get out there and it fucking turns 30 and you're out there and they're trying to kill you. They do that shit on purpose.
We got our own conspiracy.
It's obvious, man.
Kevin's not worried about ISIS or Trump or any of that. He's just worried about the damn weather.
Weathermen, you're trying to kill
Ron
us.
Burgundy is gonna kill me.
It's all part of it. They're all part of that government thing to shut down sportsmen. It's all wrapped up.
Which it makes no sense if you ever look at the dollar figure, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're in kayaks, we don't spend all that money on gas.
Yeah.
They're taking us out first. We're not buying all that
Exactly.
ice.
We're the
no
first
ice,
target.
gas. Yeah, we don't
We're
spend
the
all
first
that
talking.
money.
We're the easiest ones. We're in fucking kayaks. They send us out there where they know it's going to be blowing 30. They say 5 to 10. It's going to be calm, guys.
Which was funny.
Come on out.
You say
It's
that
sunny and calm.
the morning of last year, right? Because we live in Chicks Beach, and so I knew William and Rob and Lockwood. They were all going to go to the bridge, before the weather. So Chris and I we're leaving the neighborhood. I was like, let's just go look and see what the bait looks like, right? If there ain't William and Underwood and Joe all standing there, just looking, I was like, if you motherfuckers even think about getting in those kayaks, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like literally, I will swing
Stop
and
you.
I will take that paddle out of the truck and I will just start doing some Jackie Chan shit all around it, but they're all standing there, looking, and I was just like, it was just so funny because you come straight down, you can just see the ramp coming down. As soon as you go to the end, I can see all their cars lined up, like. Well, I gotta give them props for thinking about it. And they still went to
They're
Rudy.
ready.
They still went to Rudy with bottom rigs. They're still getting beat up. It was horrible. I mean, if you figure we were over there at Granby Street and getting that's how windy.
Most people didn't fish.
Right? No, most teams didn't
right.
even.
They just showed up and had some beers.
Yeah.
Oh, so it looks like Stephen Epstein said if he would have saw that this was going on, he would have came through. So I asked him if he's got a lot to talk about. If so, we'll have him up next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steven.
Menhaden, defender.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we've had him on here before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just know his
Yeah.
name. I see him in the shop.
See where he's where he's always pushing. So see.
Oh
where he's
yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely yeah.
at. Gotcha.
So what are they talking about? Going back up 40% more or something? What did they say on the news?
I didn't see it on the
Yeah,
news,
they said
but
that.
it's not. It didn't get voted on the other day because it went 50-50. So there won't be another vote. I think in November maybe or something like that.
Yeah, he'll probably tell you.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we'll have him on.
But on the flip side, and I don't mean to undermine that because I think that's always been a problem, and I think it will be as long as they're that close to DC. I don't care what anybody says. But I did see a thing the other day, like they were talking about the health of the bay, how much it has improved though. Like they're seeing
Crabs,
seahorses.
I've
say
seen
that's a definite sign.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that have shown up, and I'll tell you, fishing the areas on the other side of the bridge where we fish, that water over there has gotten like you can
Yeah,
definitely
better not let
grass,
them start
cleaner.
pulling those fucking drags.
They won't. They can't. They can't now. It's showing you it's not good.
Right,
You
right.
can't-
Those
They
winter
can't.
drags are one of the worst
It's
things
horrible.
in the world.
Yeah, dredging.
for the bay.
Yeah.
The drags for the crabs.
Right, the dredging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, since they got look at the crab population.
Yeah.
All of our crap.
Well,
was
they
in
actually
like
the next year they went insane, and then there was too many of them. They all fucking died off. But now
They even out.
you've got this even thing, and they're starting to edge their way back up. And it's
It looks
more
good,
popular.
but
it went crazy the first year, and then all the crabs died. The next year there was no crabs. Everybody's like, "What the fuck? It's not because of that." It's like, no. There was just you fucking killed them all before.
You
So
mean it wasn't the year when everybody said it was all the red drum that were eating all the crabs that were complaining?
No, it was just they were. That was.
Do you remember that though?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
said the crabs were getting eaten by all the drum. I was like, there's
There's
a lot
plenty
of
of crabs.
crabs in that bay.
Like roaches.
There's not
Like
drum.
fucking roaches
There's not
in
that
there.
many drum rooting.
Dude,
Yeah.
well, the drums smelled like crabs.
Well,
They smelled like they were eating. So there's so
Yeah.
many crabs, and they were eating so many of them. They
they
were
are wiping
shitting.
it out.
No,
We are going to wipe the crabs out before them drum will ever wipe
No,
those
right.
crabs
We were
out.
wiping out. It wasn't an issue.
But that's what the complaint was. They were
No,
trying to say that.
that's-
Like,
that's
you know what I'm
idiotic.
saying? That's what,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I was like,
Yeah.
there is not that many drum out there.
They were feasting on them.
Oh,
bitches. They
yeah.
smelled like it. They were shitting everywhere. They were,
Fat kid at Golden Corral.
yeah,
man. I mean,
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It was easy because they were all over the bottom. And now they're looking good. There was like I'm seeing dozens as I'm paddling over
Oh, yeah.
flats. I'm like just spreading out like roaches.
Yeah,
Just
we were
running.
on the
It's
eastern shore there. There's tons of those,
Yeah.
you know, just swimmers. That's what I call them. Those little swimmers
Yep.
just going around. Yeah, it is getting better, but we got to keep
Now,
on.
and that's what even in now I've been 15 years now living on the water, and I've noticed even on Eastern Shore the double. It's double oyster for 15 years now.
Right.
Places where I never saw oysters,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go to Florida and see what oyster growth looks like. I come back, and now the next 10 years I'm seeing this stuff double, and now I'm seeing shit that looks like it's down south. And when I was on the bay tour, everybody's complaining about the water clarity, and I'm getting up into the bay. I'm like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? Look at this grass for miles. It's under grass. It's clear as shit. I'm seeing everything. Like, what is it? Everybody complaining about the bay, and then they talk about dead spots. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about again? I'm getting up where they're talking about in the dead spots, where it's almost getting fresh water, and I'm seeing, you know, some dead catfish, maybe a dead striper, but the water's 100 degrees.
Right.
You know, it's going to stress a couple fish out, I think. But it looks good all the way up, right?
97.3 degrees outside, folks.
But yeah, I noticed that in our time here that I've been able to notice that the base
Oh,
is
yeah.
much better. Yeah, I mean I put a clump of oysters in my fish bowl and it's a filter. It's amazing.
That's
what
it.
the clump of oysters done.
That's it, totally
Yeah.
right. That's
It's
when you see
amazing.
all that grass over there. Like, you know what I learned at the best when we fished the second time in Louisiana this past year
Mhm.
is I read all the time before you go fish somewhere, and they were saying like when you're out there fishing in that grass in Louisiana, always fish up current of the grass because that grass cleans the water. And we were fishing coming into an area, flat or whatever you want to call it, and be real dirty. And I'd go up current in that grass, and the water was so much like how much that grass.
Oh, down
filters-
current, down current.
Yeah, down
Yeah,
current.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you
At the
just
end
get
of
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where every time where I caught like.
Huh.
You know, caught a trout, but and so it's filtering. So now you take that whole bay and you got grass in it, and you got the oysters and all the things like you were down there, you fished
Yeah.
down the Crow. How much stuff there was there? Any place that can survive oil spill, hurricanes, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it has that ecosystem there that Mother Nature will take care of itself, even though we beat the shit out of her all the
Well,
time.
oil spills also happen naturally. So
Right, that's what I'm saying, Mother Nature,
it
but-
eats that shit right back up. It came from the ground. It's going to just get.
Because I know you didn't see anything different down. I mean, it was alive.
Fuck yeah, it was.
You can cast over here, catch a bass, catch over here,
If
catch a
we
trout, catch over
have-
here.
And there's a big gator.
And they got rid of all the gill, all the
If
netting.
Norfolk Southern has
Did
a
they?
derailment
Oh yeah, years ago, CCA and all them got rid of all
and
that.
we spill coal in the ground, that's a hazmat situation.
coal that came from the earth.
Right.
The coal that
That's a
came.
hazmat situation.
Well, it's
It's motherfucking hard dirt. It came out of the ground.
What
It's
kind of dirt is it?
basically hard fucking dirt. And this is hazmat. This shit has been all over the ground for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's insane, man. Like, we have to call people to clean up coal spills.
Just a little bit that comes off of
I mean, if a car flips over, I mean, it's a pretty big pile,
yeah.
but
yeah.
for real though,
There might be one out here when we leave now. Took out that light pole.
right.
I'm gonna call you up and see what we gotta do.
I know every time I see somebody, one of our friends or something complaining about it, getting stopped by a train, like, it's plainly.
Right. Yep. Dude, I've had people yell at me because of the trains while I was sitting there watching them go out.
It's no better than working in a tackle shop and I know you had this damn kayaker was paddling and like butter. I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna call that damn guy. Like it's like to say like you have any control, like I have control of the kayakers, and we know every kayaker. Same thing with the trains, like you had everything to do.
Oh yeah, my ass getting threatened on Eastern Shore because somebody snags, a kayak was fishing over the cleaning nets.
You too?
Oh yeah,
We fish.
they're gonna kill my ass.
That's so funny. You say that because this same tournament, this was years ago. Like it might have even been the year that Forrest was late with his fish because of the Slurpee. Remember the Slurpee
Yeah, the
incident?
Slurpee incident.
So it was me, Ken Cusick, I think Corey. I don't know who else. We fished over there in Hungers.
No, he's got a claim. That's
So
what
I'm
his story.
outside, right out there at the grass, outside of Hungers, And there's a little white like skiff, wooden homemade skiff, and this dude, and I am Lee, I can't even see if the guy's like got his eyes, like I'm way far, and this dude is coming from Alabama trying to cast his mirror lure over at me. Corey calls him in a razor. What are you doing? I said, I'm over here getting in a little pissing contest with the mayor of Hungers Creek right now, and I said it kind of loud on the radio, So he does it again, and it comes right across the front of my kayak, and I try to take my paddle, and just get the thing, get the line, and then he carries it back. So I go back in the creek, because I can see all them, they're right there, because we stayed close together. So I take this wide berth, paddling around, and he casts that way again. I said, am I in your way? No, you ain't, but your canoe is. Well, I'm kind of the guy propelling this canoe, so I guess I am in your way, But I knew, this ain't my neighborhood, this is Hungers. I don't know, I might not ever come out of the Eastern Shore. But same thing, the clam beds, it's just like, there's that same area. I was just like, all right, I'm not going to get in the middle of this. This is not mine. This is their area, so I just kind of paddled.
And in her UCPVC, they's claims.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
A micro over there.
Yep.
Man said,
Guy came out of the skiff.
Super high tide, just paddling.
oh, dude, I'm like,
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about your paddle. If my paddle is getting your clam beds, I need to sell my shit because I don't know what I'm doing.
And you've heard.
and at her UCPVC, they's claims.
Claims.
Okay.
Sorry, you can write down now that you lost all your Eastern Shore viewers. They're gone if you had any.
I was like, okay.
I'm still pretty good on Eastern Shore.
You're gonna have
I hear people come over. Oh, they're
You're gonna have a white
line over there.
Eastern Shore slipper burning out in front of your door when
Right.
you come in.
Well, I haven't been tagging Eastern Shore in my pictures lately, so yeah. I've been
Wise. Very wise. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
But I am gonna, to compensate for my Eastern Shore, more and more silence as we get older and shit. Starting to the reds at the bridge. I'm gonna do a video about the how-to for reds on the bridge. Since we did that came along after the DVDs were done. That fishery kind of developed after the DVDs. I'm gonna do a how-to.
Some people are gonna fuck that up though.
Spring? The fall.
Yeah. So I'm gonna record
There's
it
a
this
lot
month.
of them, man. They're everywhere.
It's the best, and people, especially when people want to catch a big red. But the Eastern Shore is 15-mile days in the spring, a certain amount of time.
So here's what I can tell you, and this is probably maybe because of guiding and people that I get the phone calls people wanting me to do that, take people out there.
Mhm.
And I would but doing something like that in an educational way would probably help a lot of dumbness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good idea because you see it, and I see it at tackle shop, and you get guys come in, I just got a new kayak last week, and I'm going to go out to the bridge. It's like, dude, even if you're just going to go out to the bridge to paddle, slow down a little, this, it's not the same out there.
Yeah.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
It's totally different,
Yeah.
Current, and then try to explain to somebody, okay, you got high tide, what's your current? They don't, what I'm saying, just seeing it. So to explain to those people that bridge is a big, scary,
There was a guy.
it can be a very bad place.
Where I
if
was
you're not paying
launching,
attention.
and he was on a
Yeah, it could be
paddleboard.
very bad.
He was going to go sheepshead fish on the pilings, and he was talking rigging and stuff, and he was saying, I just got 8-ounce jig, 8-ounce weight, and I was like, man, the current runs out here. You want to, what do you use? I'm like 6 ounces, and he was like, oh, well, it's calm. I was like,
You're on top of the water.
It's slack right now. I mean,
Right.
the currents, but also as you go out further, don't get, because the water, you're in slack tide and you think there's no current, don't go out 2 miles and all of a sudden the current's gonna get you.
Yep.
and not expect it. It's work your way out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
But it's, they.
But for guys who are if they're at the level they're looking for a big, a big red, that's the spot to do it. Rather than the springtime,
Right.
Easier for regular people to just hit the bridge.
No difference in the guy that called me wanted me to take him shark fishing off the ocean.
Oceanfront.
And got mad because I said no, sir. He's like, I've been kayaking for he gave me his whole resume. I was kind of thinking,
Then go fish.
exactly. I'm still trying. I have a business, so I was trying to
Shark
be polite.
fishing's not
He's
hard.
Like, well, why not? And I said, well, because hey, I don't do it, and hanging chum bags out there and going after you can get a real shark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go out there in the boat. I mean, there's hammerheads, there's bulls.
Dude, Kevin had a
What are
real
you
one
gonna-
hooked up one day.
What are you gonna do now?
and-
What are you gonna do now?
The day Jeff broke his rod,
Yeah.
Kevin had a big one hooked up.
Right.
Like
And
Kevin
I-
hooked a fucking freight train.
Right.
But
that
you didn't
was
go
just-
shark fishing.
No,
you
we're
were cobia fishing.
We're red fishing.
Oh, red fishing.
Red
Okay.
fishing.
Yeah.
Right.
And it
You're
just-
not willfully trying to.
No.
And it went, oh.
And it just
Yeah.
fucking
It just started picking up speed.
snap.
Yeah, no.
And then just finally bit through. But I mean, it was just, Kevin was like, oh, this is it. Nope, never mind. This is not him. We are big hooked up.
My shark.
Dropping his anchor, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I mean, if you're going to catch it, you can catch it.
Yeah, I just want to see it. I want to
Right.
fight it as far as I can.
Yeah.
Or until
But
I
I
get
mean, it
tired
just-
of it.
especially when I hate a 4-footer. But a 10-footer? Yeah, I'll fight it. You know what I mean? Whatever.
It would be
like,
just a thrill to get it up to the surface, and that's as far as I
Yeah.
got it. That's good. Yeah, that would just be able to see it.
off of the reel. You can have it.
But
So
I
congrats.
literally seen one that one I saw on the Eastern Shore one summer made me sit down. It scared me. It scared me.
Dude,
It
the
was-
one that hit Zach's
it
face
was
big.
This one was like it was 13-footer. It was this big around. It looked like a whale. It was just
Right.
enormous. And I
You
saw
saw
it.
a white shark.
Yeah, it looked like it.
You saw a white
It
shark.
might have been. I saw it coming, and I saw it way over there. And so I paddled over it and stood up just to kind of see, and it was right here. And it was coming out, and it was just so fucking big. My legs immediately went, whoa, 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 whoa. And I went, whoa, don't you sit down, you fucking idiot. Don't you sit the fuck down for this one.
See, I don't know them all when I see them, but
You probably saw a white shark, man. If it was that, it was big, like that,
And just,
you saw
it was
big white
the
shark, man.
stiffness of
And that
it
would
just
be
wasn't
it.
even
That would
moving.
be. I mean, there's no reason that one wouldn't come in there with all that food and everything. They fucking eat stingrays.
Yeah.
we were big eye fishing down at Hatters, and I got mine. I had like a 101 or something. This guy, he's fighting his tuna, and they just opened the door. So I was coming around, behind just to watch, and I looked over and I watched the shark as it still kept going by. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know my sharks. Okay, I'll admit. Watch it come by, and I just happened to look. At that time, I grabbed his belt, and this other shark came up and just took. He had a 145-pound big eye at the scale after it lost a third of it that it bit off, and I just something told like you just one, there's more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And I saw that one swim by the boat, and I grabbed his belt at the same time, almost instantly. That thing just took its ass, and I felt so bad for the guy because he had, I don't know what it would have weighed, but if it was 145, it bled out, ass off of it, like got chomped off.
234, 30,
I was
230
big eye,
pounds. Big
nice
tuna.
big eye. And I was just like, but as I saw that, I was like, there's gonna be, and I just reached up, and they opened that door at the same time as that shark came up, and I was just like,
Jaws. Like,
yeah, exactly, dude. And I was just like, so ever since then, I've been like, you're not at the top of the food
No.
chain like you think you are sometimes, Just like being down in like the flamingo area,
Yeah.
you were down there with the sharks that would just beach themselves.
Yeah.
Chasing bait, like Chris was
And
standing
all-
up, like you were saying. She was standing up, casting, and this one, and I watched her just slowly sit down. She's like, "Shh, shh," I was like, I mean,
I want to
it's
see one.
intimidating.
I want to see a white shark one day.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one. If the shark you saw was as wide as you said, but you definitely saw a white shark.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was standing right
there's
on top
just
of him.
nothing else that gets that. I mean, a hammerhead gets that big.
Yeah, it wasn't a hammerhead. 'Cause the
And
fin-
when you
it
would,
wasn't that
dude,
big, and I saw
fins
its
are
head.
huge on a
Right,
hammerhead.
and I saw its head.
And hammerheads are easy to pick out. The fin is huge. It's like a fucking orca
Yeah.
fin.
Yeah.
It's like trying to pick an orca out of a different whale.
Yeah.
I mean, the fin is fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you probably saw a white shark. Being that wide inshore would be a white shark because bull sharks just aren't that fucking wide.
Yeah. 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 They're
The
not.
13,
that's why I
you
thought
know,
that's-
yeah, I mean,
it's really scary.
Yeah,
I'd like to see one.
Willfully going out there and setting up. for
Jay and
them.
I, last winter, Jay and I almost, or winter before last, Jay and I almost ran over a whale on the way in from the triangles.
That's right. Yeah.
We put the boat, we got leaving the triangles, and we've probably been on plane for 45 seconds or so. And I'm like, yo, I just see. And
A boil.
It's just a boil, just like water pushing, coming up like, yo, stop. And he pulls the throttles back, and this fucking whale blows and turns its fin, and it's like,
You were ready that thing like.
oh, we
square.
were gonna fucking retire. Oh yeah, we were done.
Yeah.
We were done. Oh, it was gonna be fucked up. People are gonna be hurt.
Yeah.
And it was just me, Jay, and Megan. And like I can see my face going into the T-top pole.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was gonna be lights out.
Yeah.
If.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we might not be sitting here.
Right. It was ugly. I was just like, yo! And he pulled the throttles back, and that thing fucking comes out of the water, and both of us look at each other, and she was like not paying attention, you know what I mean? And she looks up and sees its fin going down and all that. And you don't even realize how close that was.
Yeah.
That was ugly. That was a dead stop on plane,
Yep.
chilling, center console style. And I just saw a push coming. I'm like, yo!
And it doesn't just stop either.
Nah.
No, but you're not
Yeah,
pushing.
I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
That was crazy. One of the most interesting. Well, I've been on a boat that was sinking,
Yeah.
so not the most interesting, but one of.
Boats are so sketchy.
Yeah, dude, that was
Boats
fun.
are so sketchy.
Yeah.
I just have, for me, I've just being in the captain of my own little boat for so long. It's hard. It's hard for me to get.
And
that
your
race.
ass almost sank.
Yeah, but that's on me. Paddling a boat with holes and overloaded and
Right.
4-foot waves and shit.
I almost sank on the Eastern Shore. You remember that? You remember when my drifter filled up on the
Yeah.
Eastern Shore?
Yeah.
I was like, man, we're paddling back. It's rough, and I'm paddling back back to Wise Point. So I'm coming through the little bridge and back up, towards the creek. And across that bridge, it was choppy. And I started feeling it. I'm like, what the? When we get to the other side, yes. And we get to the other side, I pull up onto the sand,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you can hear it.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, when I filled up, at that point, I knew I wasn't paddling anymore. I just wanted to keep my boat upright. I just didn't want to roll it over and lose anything. I just wanted to keep it upright. So I just kind of held my legs over top of the water, was just kind of hovering with the boat. It's not sinking to the bottom, but it's just basically underwater.
Right.
When I got rescued, when the guy came out, when I got out of the boat, it lifted up a little bit. It was at least above the water, and we towed it from there. Yeah, that was sketchy. Beginning of that tour. That was the first day of that tour.
I remember that. That's right. How far? Where are you at? Third?
I was at the 9-foot shoals. When I say.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I made it all that far.
That's
See,
right.
fishermen's. I was.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, oh.
Man.
Yeah. And then I was in the shoaly area, so I was in this.
Right.
did
It's
you
already starting to
finish?
pick up.
Did you fix it and finish with that boat, or
Yeah.
did Shantae bring you the other? Okay.
No, I think that was still my only tour boat at that point.
Right.
So it didn't have.
Part of the tent.
That was the
That's
tent.
right,
that I
the
broke.
tent.
Yeah,
Broke.
my tent broke. Just crumbled.
With
Just
Al.
fucking crumbled.
With Al. What was Al? Al. He came down and visited you and hung out.
Yeah, that was all the way at the top.
Yeah.
All the way at the top.
That was Al's name. We do this shit all the time. Though.
Yeah, I know.
Getting old sucks.
Yeah.
And being around this long,
And
I haven't
Chris
heard from him
Parsons. I know
anymore.
Chris
Yeah.
Parsons. I
Mhm.
see him all the time.
Chris is coming down for TKA tournament.
Cool. Al, stuff with the S.
Yep.
Stillman?
Still.
Yeah.
We fished Supers tournament.
I haven't seen him online and shit.
No, as I said, I haven't heard anything from him. He
Yeah.
turtled a Hobie in like
No
2
shit.
foot of water down at the Supers first tournament, But we were down there and it was like flat calm in Crawfordville. And you could hear, like somebody would call somebody on the radio, but you could hear it like at the same time, just talking because it was so flat and calm. So it was me and Hoover were fishing down here, and a bunch of them were up north of us with Stillman. And we heard this it's like a bus just like drove into the water, And Corey picks up the radio and he's like, Stillman just turtled. And Stillman just turtled. You can hear it. And Hoover and I were like, so he had borrowed a boat when he got down there, and he went, he has rod holders behind his seat on his boat at home.
Mhm.
So he went to put the rod he borrowed also to come down. He went to put it in the rod holder that wasn't there, so when it hit the hull, it shot up in the air. So he went to jump and get the rod that was in 2 foot of water, so he turtles his whole kayak. So we got to the captain's meeting and they had Hobie, you know, this is, God, how long ago was this? 12 years ago. They were all these Hobie stickers, and Hoover and I took 2 of them and we cut the little Hobie dude out and we turned it upside down, you know, the little guy, you know, with the fins, and then took it and stuck it over top of the right side Hobie guy and put it on his truck. Right like that. It was just so funny because you could hear it all twice, you know, you could hear it. And
Splash.
then,
You turtle.
I'm like, you just turtled a Hobie in 2 foot of water, Al. Tell me how you feel. And get away. But anyway, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're still flipping those things over. How the fuck do you manage that?
And then the pro anglers, it's so hard to get in it. I was talking to a guy who was.
Dude, get back in it. No, fuck that. If it's flipped over, dude, just sit on the top. It's just climb back up on it.
He said, if you don't
It's
have,
probably the same.
if you
Take the
can't,
barrage and put it from the top down.
Right. Flip the rig over.
he said it's the way he described it, man. He said the
How
best way
could
to.
you gotta do the pull. Like the
Here's
rope
what he
deal
said,
or
man.
something.
Here's what he said. And
Just from an experienced flipper.
yeah, this is the way he said for a pro angler, you have to get on the back, you have to push put your feet on that back bar, get it up, and then fucking like kick flip it.
The spinorama.
Basically kick flip it, like push on one side and then kind of like roll it over. So up and then roll it over.
Go to the back and stand on it.
I think we're gonna borrow Underwoods and try that shit.
That's what he told me, and I was like, I guess that's.
Underwood has a lot of nice shit.
Only
Let's
way-
get it rigged up.
That power pole and
Let's
shit.
borrow it rigged up.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Conk. It just says arms.
Maybe just hit the power pole button and it pushes it down. Flips it right over. Little teeter tot.
There was a South Park that when Cartman was in one of those fat kid wheel things, right? The little carts. You fall over, and he has a kickstand that kicks him back up. that's what it needs. That's what the push pole will do.
There's a lot that, yeah.
Dude, they're gonna make.
How many
that
times though, if
fucking-
you don't get it right, like eventually you're just gonna wear your ass out.
Yeah.
Stabilizer
If
company
it don't
is
happen
gonna
on the
come out
first
with-
one, maybe the second one, you're just like, dude,
Imagine if it's
that
rough.
gyro
That's probably
stabilizer
easier than-
company is gonna come out with one for a Hobie. I promise.
Flip it over.
Yeah, the big boat.
If you got a gyro, the bitch won't even rock. You'd be kicking, and bitch
You
won't
have a
even
little,
fucking rock.
you have a little key fob and shit. Load over.
Fucking trim tabs for your kick.
So we lost the Eastern Shore crowd. Now we got the Hobie crowd. I'll stop by anytime. This joke.
Well, shit, whenever Tex is in here, Tex watches a lot of movies, so I always ask him about movies and shit. So
Yeah.
so we lose a lot of fishermen on this show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what fishing we talking about? We've been fishing a lot. And
Every week's recovery. Start inviting moms and stuff on it just again. It's funny.
oh yeah, well, I was gonna do a podcast with some activist friends of mine. I was gonna do one of those, but that's when my fucking Windows 10 wouldn't let me upload a video.
That thing is worth nothing.
And then so I
lost
had to
my laptop. And
I had to put my,
I saw that post.
had to put on this little fucker,
Yeah,
and that uploaded because that still has Windows 7, so that worked on YouTube. For some reason, now it works. I don't know, whatever it was a glitch between Windows 10 and YouTube. Shit won't work it.
Epstein said he had something to talk about.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And I may see if my buddy's not in class. My boy follows everything he does. He lives on the beach in Chicks Beach, and he sees the mess,
Right.
from a different point of view than we see the mess.
Right.
And he fucking hates it too.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
might be cool. I'll see what he's doing next week if he can come in with Steven, because I'm sure he has some good questions.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm trying to think of.
He's
I know next Thursday. I think it's next Thursday. I'm doing something. Wednesday and Thursday. But we'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does something on Wednesday.
All right.
Wednesday is wing day for him. That's his big day of the week.
Yeah. I've been going to the outside yoga. That's been fun.
Bucketheads.
Bucketheads. He goes to Bucketheads.
Dude, I tell you,
Bucketheads
if you
is
like
good.
wings, Bucketheads does pretty good.
Bucketheads is pretty good. The Dirty Buffalo is pretty fucking incredible.
Where's that?
Near where the old O'Sullivan's was on Collie.
Oh, downtown.
Collie. Well, no, I mean that ain't.
No,
I don't
not
consider that
downtown.
downtown.
Right, yeah, I know what you're
That's
talking
not
about.
downtown. That's
Yeah.
before you get to downtown. But yeah,
On the water.
yeah. Right back there, right down there. It's right up the block from where O'Sullivan's was.
Is
Oh,
it
it was. Okay.
Have any of y'all been downtown at all
I
last
haven't
couple
been down
weeks?
to Norfolk downtown?
Yeah.
I haven't
I went and practiced yoga down there. On
They
weekends.
smashed Waterside. It looks different.
No. It's goddamn Pokemon. It's like fucking. It's like Harbor
Oh, dude,
Fest.
I went to the ocean
It's like
front.
fucking Harbor Fest.
I went to the ocean front
Okay.
on the weekend with Maggie. We went out, had something to eat, chilled, had something to eat at the beach, chilled, and dude,
There's
groups
people everywhere.
everywhere, and
Well,
everyone is.
I went to Crab Creek to launch the other day, and there's a guy, and I'm like, bumper right on his. I'm trying to get in, and I'm just like, really, dude? Like, you're walking down a road, like, you're about to die.
Oh
for
yeah, they're at the
something.
pier. The Pagodia is where we do our practice on the
Mhm.
pier out there, and that's like a center spot, right? It's like I guess where they fight or whatever. And there's a million people there, but all the streets are everywhere. There's people everywhere. It's like a Harbor Fest thing. It's like something's going on, and there's that, and it's like
You like
it's
feel
not
left out, like, what happened?
No, I'm
Like,
not. I'm just like, what
no,
the
I mean, you
fuck?
don't know what's going on. You're like, what's that?
Well, I didn't know what was going to go on for this. Last Wednesday when I didn't go to yoga, but they showed the Patagonia thing, or Pagodia thing, all filled up with people, and then I was like, okay, that's cool. Maybe it's just that week, but I wasn't expecting it again this week, and I also didn't expect to have to park a mile away to get to where I just was able to park right there. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. That many people just.
Don't bother.
Then y'all moved in a herd.
It don't bother me when I see like the 12 to 15, 16, but when you see
Dude, there's
grown
old people.
Chris and I would come back from Carolina, and there was somebody with like their phone set up on the dash of the car, driving real slow in New. Come on, really?
Yeah, I've seen a variety of people too.
Go get a pokey
It's not-
job or something, you know.
I've seen fit people. I've seen people who are actually like,
right.
yeah, they're not inside people. Like they actually go outside. But then I'll see some people that look like the form of their chairs at home. Like they literally,
Yeah, they were
dudes
doing the
are
same
sitting
thing at
down
the
here. Their legs are like hanging, and they just walk like they're sitting in their chairs at home. And I was like, holy god!
At least they are outside finally.
Yeah, that's really the point.
Yeah,
of-
with sunglasses on and like
yeah.
vampire guy.
That's probably the best point about this whole thing is some people are getting outside who actually would not get outside.
And somebody else posted, and not to say that this whole thing's great, but that you see everybody together. Like with all the bullshit going on in the world, like, you know what I'm saying?
But
Right.
nobody's paying attention to nobody.
each other.
Well, no, I don't know. Like, I was hearing that they were like people help people find them because like
Yeah.
you found this one. Where is this? You know,
Okay, cool. They are. Yeah.
Yeah, so people are interacting with each other, like you
then
know.
they are. Yeah. I
But-
took that back then.
Later on, when you're kicking their ass in the Pokemon fight, I guess they'll talk to you. Not talk to you. I'm telling you shit.
Right.
Find your own damn Pokemon. You need to
Yeah.
get a Pokey job. That's what you need to do.
But it's a trip. Yeah, I mean, it's like something to do every night for a lot of people. And it is. It gets them outside because a lot of those guys did not look like they got outside much.
Mom, I need more Hot Pockets.
What was when graduates ham? What was it ham? No, meatloaf.
Loaf?
Yeah.
Mom, meatloaf. Meatloaf. Damn.
That's a good one. I forgot. That's good.
I make meatloaf all the time.
Yeah, I do like meatloaf.
What time is it?
Time for you to go to bed.
Yeah.
My fat ass gotta get up at 3:30.
Ah, feel for you.
It's all good. So if anybody's doing nothing at 4:30, come by the shop and say hi. There'll be plenty there tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
There'll be people
Yeah.
waiting. I bet there'll be people waiting in the parking lot.
And Sunday was
Friday?
now Sunday's looking good.
Yeah, it's a
Are you
3-day
gone?
weekend.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Is it a 3-day weekend?
I'm saying for some people, like people work 4-10s and stuff like that. I
Right.
guess we got a lot of people around there retired and military. Work every day of the week like some of us.
You know, I did see a girl that was pretty badass when I was at the yoga practice. There's a little pier. I guess she lives right there, and she had her paddleboard out. She had no hands, and so she would have her straps on her paddle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she was out there paddleboarding, just switching off. But she had like I don't know if it looked like they were deformed because like she had a little thumb, but it was like
So she had to like cross paddle one place.
But she would switch it up somehow. She would slip
Really?
it out of the,
That
maybe
quick?
switch it out, and then, it wasn't real fast. She wasn't fucking getting it, but she was out in the water. You know what I mean? It's
Wow,
pretty
that's-
badass. So it was
yeah,
like,
that's
I wanted to say you're badass, you know, but
But at the same time, it's fun to.
well, but by the time we got done with our practice, she was gone. And I got seen her as she was going and then landing. I was like, oh, she's still there when I'm done, so I can go talk to her. But
People have a will to do it.
yeah,
Get out. I mean,
well, there's also a guy who he comes to the shop. I know he used to come in the tackle shop when I was there. He bought one of my drifters, and he got in a railroad, might have been a railroad accident, and he lost hand and a couple of these fingers on this side. So he has this thing where he attaches to a paddle. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I mean, he probably still does. I don't know.
Yeah, you see him,
Yeah.
but he's a little guy. He's like, maybe shorter than me and Lee. Dark hair, dark beard, young guy. Doing his 30s, young guy.
Yeah. I'll keep it shaved for a while. We're good.
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you, sir.
No, thanks for having me. It was
Fuck
fun.
yeah. Yeah, we were thinking about who we're gonna have on. You mentioned Losier, and I was like, yeah, it's been on for a while. And then I just
Oh, we didn't even talk about ICAST at all. I brought up Losier because he went to ICAST.
I didn't go
Oh.
this year. I didn't go this year.
Didn't go this year?
You didn't
No,
go
okay.
This first year we went past 2. Didn't go this year.
Just seeing the pictures from the OR. That shit's crazy. I didn't realize it was that nuts there. But they got the outside where everything's paddle. Everybody's.
And they do the same thing at ICAST. They have day before where you get to go and they actually have where you can go cast stuff, like literally cast,
Yeah.
and then they have the kayak stuff and all at ICAST and
Everything was all kick, everything. Everything here, everything
Was
there.
Wilderness?
Kick here, kick
We got
there.
one.
well, it's got 2. Well, Confluence has 2. Perception in the
Right,
Wilderness,
yeah.
right?
We got
2
one.
coming out of there.
Feel free.
Yeah,
Feel Free's got one.
Everybody, I mean, pretty much.
Jackson.
Jackson's got one.
Did
Native.
I didn't notice that. Did
Yeah,
Jackson
you
got
didn't
one?
see the one everybody's joking about the toilet hole and everything.
No, I didn't see that one.
But what I thought was, no, don't want to piss off your Jackson fans too. But they like took a prototype that wasn't even finished to OR. Like you know what OR is. Like I mean, even if you have a prototype to the naked eye, it looks great. You know what I'm saying? But this thing wasn't even like they didn't have the look. I don't know. It didn't look as finished, I guess. But anyway,
It's
yeah. So
given-
Jackson Native came out with another.
Well, I
new
know
one.
natives are, yeah.
Well, they had that new one. You see the one that was kind of like a pro angler. Yeah, it's got the square back.
Oh, boat. But they've
Pedal.
always had the pedal. They still
Right,
have
but
the
they
same
got a whole
pedal.
new hull. Yeah, okay, so.
As we were saying, who's got
Feel
pedal
free?
drives?
Yeah,
now?
that
Feel
did it.
Free.
Yeah, Feel Free, Jackson.
Jackson.
We did Confluence.
Yeah, so that's four companies came out this year.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
I didn't see the
Yeah, if you go through
Jackson
some
one.
of that, well, Rick, I think might have done. It was either Kayak Angler Mag. One of them put up pictures of it. It was like a real light blue colored hull I saw.
Yeah, I noticed that. I did see the Feel Free one because it looked like it was like made in like the 50s, like a 50s engine.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, it was all like
yeah,
chrome
yeah.
looking and like a. Apparently, that's going to be something you put an engine in or something, or it's got a motor or some shit.
Oh really? So I didn't get that.
I didn't look into it. This is what I was some other.
Yeah, I don't know much about the other one. Chris and I did go down to the factory on the Confluence stuff in January because we came from Native, so we kind of knew a little bit, and everybody's kind of doing the same. No one Hobie does this, obviously. So we went down there. I was pretty impressed with it. I don't own. I don't never
Well,
see me getting one.
my
The one thing I
legs-
liked about theirs is, and I haven't tried anybody else's, obviously, because they all just came out, was the fact that the radar paddle, it's built as a paddling kayak that you can put either the Helix PD or the motor, either Helix in, what I'm saying, the Helix in there or the pedal drive. So that was kind of, because even in all the years with Natives, except for the one that they did in the Ultimate, you couldn't paddle any of them. You know what I'm saying?
So it's got like a tarpon hull, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's kind of a cross. It's a little more pontoony style. It's a pretty flat water boat too.
Right.
It's got some more chine to it because you need that for the the propulsion.
Yeah.
But you can buy it as a kayak and never get either of the drives.
Right.
You can stand in. It's got high-low seating, which is something that Native never. So you can do high-low and it still pedals well. That was the problem with the Native. If you didn't have that hip to gear to the crank ratio, like it's kind of a line because it's all built on that recumbent bicycle style, it just wasn't comfortable. So if you're not right in there, it hurts or it's just not comfortable.
Yeah, so I was
for people.
surprised about the high low because usually the seats.
Right. So the way they have theirs,
Stationary.
the way they have theirs designed, both Chris and I, we did both of the Perception one. The Perception one's a lot like the Pescador style hull.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah,
The
so
Pro the pro,
Yeah,
right, the
yeah,
wider,
right.
yeah.
And then, you know, and I guess Chris was telling me, I didn't look at anything today because I was busy at work, but Jeff Little just did a good rundown on all the boats and what, the price dollar figure to everything too. But anyway, yeah, so that was exciting to me, just to see finally a propel boat that you can also paddle.
Right.
Because that was one of the biggest things I hated about like the native thing is like, for like me, if I'm fishing the flat, I don't want to go over here. I don't want to have to go around because I can't paddle across,
Yeah.
Right.
so it's like, I just want to go right there. But I don't want to paddle this freaking thing right there, so I'm going to pedal all the way around.
Yeah.
And the other nice thing about the radar is it's got like a little tap you hit and the whole drive system shoots straight up to where, like a lot of them, you got to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Except for the Hobie, which lays tight.
Yeah.
So you can tap this and it'll shut right up to the hole, and they have the hole kind of designed to where the motor really goes inside, if you will.
So you
it'll
can,
still go
you can actually land.
Right, exactly. So
That's pretty cool.
that was very cool. The Perception does more of a kind of a pendulum style because it's the cheaper boat, so it doesn't have the frills that the other one would have because the price is less.
That was what was cool about the Old Town one, ours that we had, is coming up.
Right.
It was a spring. So you just have to lift it, woof, and
it's
just
going,
lifts right
right.
up,
See,
and
that's-
that thing lines up. That was
Out of your way.
trying
and
to
go.
fix from the native stuff where you had to line
You
it
take
up.
the cavit plate
and
up,
you had
you
to
gotta-
get it
right.
right. Yeah.
If you got to do it quick,
Yeah, and lifting is heavy. There's no spring. So
Right.
That well, you guys were doing that, and our springs is kind of a
it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. And it's like everything, it's going to, everybody's going to perfect it. Everybody's going to build a better mousetrap.
Oh, and like Hobie, because they always need a reverse now. They got a reverse switch in theirs. Right?
Yeah.
You see that where the
Oh,
things
yeah.
turn around? Yeah. So that was their answer to that.
That's what they always, that was the big claim because
Yeah.
was this them a native?
Yeah.
And that was always native's thing. At least we could always go backwards. So that was
Yeah.
where they felt they had to put their energy, I guess, into their.
Well, it
garage.
was. I think it was a good move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's something that's always
Hobie is
been
very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around.
Been around for
80
longer than
years.
anybody.
And they got
Build
like
a sale cash.
$1 billion. So
Yeah, when you make those world-class sailing boats, I mean, you can.
mhm.
They've been. Yeah, I think it's been like 50-some years or something. I hope he's been maybe even longer than that. Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be cool to see when the. I guess we have to worry. You'll get to see some stuff and play with it a little sooner when it comes to
I won't-
rolling into the
I won't-
stores. But
yeah,
down on the
yeah,
water,
yeah.
we really won't till demo season opens back up for
Yeah.
us to get really into any of those and try them. So
Yeah, and I won't like with the Tridents. I won't be getting one until later this year, so it won't be. Yeah, it won't be. They're my fishing.
have you seen it though? Have you been?
I saw the prototypes of it, and then but I've seen they have one at the OR, so I've seen the videos of that, but I haven't seen it put together completely yet. But
Is that
pretty-
an OR? I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like they've got a seat in it. Now.
It's awesome. It's the necky seat.
Mhm.
It's when we were
Yeah,
talking about redoing it.
I
I was
looked
going,
at it one time at the shop.
this seat in this boat.
I never understood. It was like, what?
It's going
such a
all
great
like that.
hole, such a great
Women don't
hole,
like that.
such a great hole with that seat. you
And I
know?
told him not to mess with the hole. He said leave the hole.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
There's a
keep the
great hole, but you always had the seat like
Yeah, it was always a thing. So that was the thing. And then we got rails in it now. You see those?
Tracks?
Yeah, got tracks in it.
tracks for the
Tracks
normal
on
stuff.
tracks.
Like, feel free. They didn't make a whole separate
Yeah.
one like you
Yeah,
got to
no.
buy their product
No,
only
yeah,
on the
tracks.
tracks.
Yeah, the actual yak attack tracks in there. The hatch, it's a little, it's narrower. Like it's a little higher, which is going to be hard. Only complaint on my side would be landing a big fish. It's a lot of edges too, so I might actually pad that so I'm not beating up a red that lands on it. 'Cause that's where I lose a lot of scales. And I noticed that once I had sharp edges, took those sharp edges, I wasn't having any
Beating
scales.
them
I
up,
wasn't
right.
beating them up so much. So that's one thing, but it gives you more leg room so the fish can lay in there. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? It's not gonna go right there. Flounder might not make it in there though. They get up that 22-incher caught a couple weeks ago. That thing went immediately. As soon as I felt what it was, the hatch got open. It's like I didn't even see him yet. The hatch is open and
Into the center hatch.
it's kick, bank, in. It's bank off the boom in and.
So he starts getting a little grease fryer inside. the
Yeah,
hatch, so
just-
it's landed, it's done. Lunch is served.
Just quick fries.
Silk.
If it,
Flounder chips.
if it was last week, it would have been that way anyway.
But I will get to go. I'm
Fucking
going to
hot
Minnesota
as it
next week, so I will maybe see some new stuff.
Yeah.
So this will be the time for us because now we get to buy it. So like iCash, you can write orders at and stuff, but it's more of a show and tell kind of place, if you will. So next week we're going to a tackle trade show that we buy for the shop coming up. So I'll get to see the duck maybe. You see the duck?
Oh, what's that?
You didn't see so the best. So they always have a. Well, you see all the awards that come out. So
Oh, the lure?
so this top water lure that Savage made is a duck, and it won the best award.
It's a little ducky.
And I saw like a lot of the lures that were presented, for these awards, that they do, and basically it's kind of cool because I mean it's a closed off room, if you will, and they have security out front. Like you got to be the right person. Like you got to have some reason to go in there, and you vote on them. Like not just it's not open to not that ICAST is open to the public anyway,
Right.
but this part isn't even open to the people that only certain people. Yeah, and you go and vote. Like Chris and I went last year. We go in there and vote. And so, like, I saw some of the stuff because a lot of the, following the trades and everything. You see all these lures companies putting up, and then when I saw the best of ICAST 2016, it's a duck. This is a duck that rips across the top of the water. And I was like, wow. Like,
New? It's new.
new and inventive. Yeah, right. And it's just funny that you see all these things. And Bill, the Squid Nation won the offshore deal, the soft lure or whatever. Which hasn't been around. Yeah, which hasn't been around that long either. I mean, it's a great lure. We saw a boat ton of them. A lot of people use them. The Alabama state record.
What is it?
The floppy.
Oh, the floppy thing.
flop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just weird. So it makes you when I was watching them, I was like, really, this big floppy thing that they troll offshore won soft bait, and then the hard bait was a duck. I was like, there's the two extremes of fishing, It's like this duck that rips across the top, and this big floppy thing that calls up tuna from
so crazy.
100 feet down. So
That's
whatever.
So
But yeah, so
a duck.
yeah. We got different colors too. It's not just
there's a yellow duck.
Yeah, there's shades and your sunny days. There's bass guys not saying the ducks work.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Does anybody fucking throw those giant schools of?
The live target ones, the balls?
No, the. When I was working there 3 years ago, it was the ones that look like a whole
Alabama
rigs.
Oh yeah.
They still use them.
Yeah.
I just remember that. That was the
From the
hot thing,
type
right?
school.
Yeah. 3 or
Do
4
you have
fish.
one?
No, I got 3 or 4.
No, I'm still reeling in.
Oh, you need a musky rod for that bitch.
Yeah, you got a big 8-foot frogging rod or something for that thing.
Yeah.
No. Ducking rod.
What? A ducking rod? Yeah, we're gonna call it a duck rod now, right?
The duck rod. Fuck a frog. Frogs are
You gotta have a
outdated.
duck rod. We're gonna get on that next
On
week.
that joke. I'm waiting on that joke. That's a good one.
Duck rod.
Hi guys, thanks to our sponsors, etiquette.us, and my website, my DVDs, kayakcabin.com. Mark Losier's website, firstlandingkayak.net. Later.
All right.